I don't know that I'd say that Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 was good. And second off, I don't know that any video game era has ever been bad. I mean, we started off with Zork and Pong, so you can only go up from there.
PlayStation 3 was kind of rough.
I skipped PlayStation 3.
Yeah,
And
see?
you know what? You know what's better than PlayStation 3? PC.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that too.
What era was that for PS3? Like what years? Because I guess there were probably some good ones out at that time.
Gosh, what
There's
time?
only
Like 2000.
PS3 and Xbox.
I mean,
360.
PS2 was literally 2000, like, and 2001.
Is that wow? Is that old?
Yeah, I mean, some of the release games for PlayStation 2 were like Final Fantasy X, which I believe released in like 1999, but said that it was released in 2000.
Another game of my video or of my childhood.
Oh man, I look like I don't even want to go into.
That's
Oh, man, it's wild, man. It's got some weird stuff, and it's got some good stuff, and it's got some really bad stuff.
Yep. Indeed.
Yeah, I guess I'll keep my comments about 10 to myself then.
Well, not a fan? Are a fan? Come on.
Not a fan really. Yeah, just like from the get go, I was like, I don't know about all this Titus and like, yeah.
So, like, nobody likes Titus. I mean, it's like,
Or his laugh.
like, yeah, like him and Kamari laughing, where he's like, It's just as bad in Japanese too. Like, it's awful in both of them. But I would say that several of the side characters, in like Orin,
Yeah, Orin's good.
Yuna, they had excellent stories.
The blue guy.
Kamari.
Yeah, Kamari, I guess. I don't know. I like Kamari enough. And then Lulu, right? That was her name.
Yeah.
I don't know that she had a good story. Okay.
She had a good personality, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, she really set a new standard for Final Fantasy fashion dress, because that was literally just a pile of belts in the shape of the dress.
Yeah. I want to play what 9 one day successfully.
No. You're good.
I like the aesthetic of 9. Like, I didn't like it when I was a kid, but I can get into it like maybe now now that I can enjoy the preciousness of the nostalgia of it. But maybe not. Who knows?
I gotta warn you away as best I can.
Okay.
9 gets real bad mechanics. It's not a fun game to play.
Yeah, the whole like leveling up your equipment thing. Like, when I was looking into it, like walkthroughs or whatever, I was like, that sounds like a pain in the fucking ass.
It does.
Look, if you're looking to play a good Final Fantasy, 15 is excellent. You literally are 4 bros who are going on a road trip.
Chilling.
Cup of Noodles paid a giant pile of money to get in the game. So there's a whole Cup of Noodles. So making food and eating food is a huge part of the game. And there's one part where you come on a Cup of Noodles truck, and they're like, all right, you want to enhance your Cup of Noodles flavor? Consider picking behemoth beef or like fire drake chicken, and then you go hunt that monster down and have like a 2-minute Cup of Noodles commercial where they all sit around talking about the savory flavor of Cup of Noodles. Just right, made in 3 minutes.
It's product placement done right.
Oh my goodness.
That's part of the game.
No, I think the best part of the game was when the players are approaching Sid's garage. Their mechanic is a major part of their story. And they approach, and they start talking about her, and I'm like, oh shit, here it comes. And they're like, you know what I really like about Sid is, and I'm like, this is gonna be that locker room talk. And they're like, how well educated she is and how well she does her job. She is just so good at keeping this car running. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, this wasn't a direction I didn't anticipate.
When I was looking at it, it seemed like the combat was kind of like MMO like, and I wasn't really like.
It's a little odd. They had to. So I don't know if you know how long 15 took,
Yeah, it
to
took a long
come
time.
out, but it took like a decade
Yeah.
because they kept switching what system it was going to be for, and they kept trying to make the AI able to do the warp attacks that the main character does, and at some point they were just like, this is physically impossible.
To
It
program.
cannot be done. If all the other characters warp, then like everyone warps all the time and nothing.
Right. Yeah, it just makes everything too
We
crazy.
go into another dimension.
The warp attacks are so cool though, where you're literally just like, all right, I'm gonna throw my sword to the other dude, and when he catches it, I'm gonna warp over to him and then backflip off of him and stab somebody else.
Yeah,
It's
maybe I'll
actually
check it out.
super cool.
I'll wait for the. I'll get the PC version maybe at some point in the sale. But
Yes, I do know. Starting a Final Fantasy game can be quite a commitment.
yeah, it
Especially
really
if
is.
it's 14.
I just want them to bring back another tactics game, please.
I mean, it's been a while since there's been a good tactics game. The first one was
the first one. That's it.
Suck
Literally
at tactics
the
games.
No, they're great.
I mean, look, Final Fantasy Tactics, the original, maybe it was because I was a kid, but it was actually pretty tough. But
Yeah,
the
it's hard.
storyline is so good.
Look, that Door to Trade City, Door to Trade City battle where suddenly you're facing archers. It's like, you don't know.
And
What
then they're all like way up at the top, and you're like, oh no, and they're like +2 shot, and I'm like, you can +2 shot? Is that a thing a person could do? Physically possible?
yeah, exactly.
And then you got your little
bang
knight
forward.
dudes running up at top speed, and the archers are taking out all your alchemists, and you're like, no, alchemist, drink a potion, and he's like, I'm dying, I'm turning into a crystal, save me, and I'm like, no, drink a potion, dumbass. It's rough. It's a
Yeah,
rough
it's rough.
life.
Yeah, you've got nothing but squires and chemists. Yeah. It's pretty good.
Cotton, I love this hat. Everything about it.
So that's
All
go.
the
Okay, now?
fingers. Yeah, I love this hat.
Okay.
Look,
Is that the kind of smock you were talking about too?
yes, it looks kind of like a tapper. Yeah.
Mhm.
Look, Cotton, I want to say it again because I feel like maybe you don't believe me. I love the way your art has been turning out over like the last 2 or 3 weeks. You've completely changed the way you're doing things, and it's fucking excellent.
I don't mean to be changing.
You
the
look
way I'm
shocked.
doing.
You look shocked when I say this.
Well,
Look, I don't say that your old art is bad because I use your old art and it's excellent, but your new art is more excellent.
Just refining that process. It's all about.
Is everyone ready to get started?
Ready?
All right.
Oh yeah, roll 20.
That did not work. That worked.
There.
Hey, I do not have the world map. I'm assuming there's no world map loaded.
There's no world map. I will leave it to you guys to draw one yourself. You look. You guys are the artists. Speaking of you guys being artists, let me do my job, which is hosting a tabletop RPG stream. I am, of course, Arthur Perkins, and this is occasionally called AP Gaming Real. We have a new overlay tonight because we have an extra person. Rather than develop a full new overlay, I decided to be a trashy host and borrow an overlay Ratosaurus did for me. So while it might look new and flashy, it's actually like 6 months old. Don't worry about it. Anyway, let me say this. People really liked the last episode insofar as Runa kicking a ton of ass,
Yeah.
making the hard choices to give up murdering people in exchange for keeping the party alive. And I feel like I identify with that choice.
Most people would.
Also, there's been some concern that Mortrick is carrying a cursed sword, and he doesn't seem concerned that the sword randomly vomits blood or absorbs it or whatever's going on there.
Something that'll sort itself out.
Hey.
Just give it time.
I
don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, I don't.
It makes for great cleanup. You know,
Uh,
really easy. You know, that's what Mortrick is all about. It's just like, I don't have to do anything.
All right then. That I have no answer for that. Let's go ahead and do some introductions. Cotton, let's go ahead and start with you. Welcome. You're an artist person. You're more artisty than me, certainly. Who are you? Where can people find you? What do you do? What sort of art are you into? Can people get art from you?
I'm Cottontail. I doodle. You can find me on my Twitter. Sometimes I post on there. Sometimes people can get art from me.
It happens occasionally.
Usually involves money.
It does usually involve money.
Not
In
always.
Cotton's
though.
case,
Sometimes
I have to
just-
chase her down and throw money at her at high school.
Money can.
I wish I was joking about that, but I'm really not.
He did just start sending it directly to my PayPal and skipping me sending him an invoice.
Yeah,
mean, that's
that's
one way-
because you weren't sending me invoices. I was like, Cotton, how much is that art? And you're like, I felt like doing it for free. And I'm like, no, I insist on paying for this art. You and Rad, you guys are both always just like, well, I just feel like this art isn't as good as normal. And I'm like, take my money.
Well,
What you feel is irrelevant.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm glad someone understands.
you asked what kind of art I like. My art usually has colors in it. It's usually got flowers in it. I like to draw females more than males because I'm not that great at drawing guys. They usually look a little bit feminine.
Some guys do.
Yep.
Some guys do, but not
Some people
everybody
are the
wants
guys that look
feminine.
feminine.
That's
Yeah.
that's true. That's a thing.
There's a whole branch of anime about that.
One thing I also like to draw is beards.
Yeah.
I remember this story. That when you were growing up, you wanted to have a beard.
I did. I wanted to be like 6 foot tall and have a beard and be a world competitive food eater. None of those things happened.
I mean, one of
Oh,
those things you could still do. The others might be.
I'm only missing
I
that
can't.
last one.
I couldn't do any of them because I have nerve damage to my stomach. So if I eat too much, my stomach rejects it.
Cotton.
But maybe
Alright.
like a world competitive soup eater.
All right, let's run down things that happened to you this week. Were you locked out of your house, found a dead body in a swamp, car broke down, lost your cell phone?
Car broke down.
Okay, great.
Nothing
Awesome.
else.
Excellent. Just
It's running again though.
I don't know. I feel like you are literally the repository of bad luck for everyone in the universe.
Well, I think that was the only bad thing. It did not start one day. And then when I went to go home from work, it wasn't starting again, so I had to get jumped to leave. But it's running, so it didn't like break down for like a day or two. So we're fine.
Okay. Anything else you want to add?
I don't think anything else happened since, Monday.
Okay. I mean, it is Monday, so yes. No, wait.
Tuesday,
It's Tuesday? I'm very tired.
but the day is young.
The day is very old. I
We
feel like
had
super
The
old.
day's like Gandalf at this point.
episode 0 of Pokemon yesterday.
That's right. We did Pokemon yesterday. All right. Well, next week we're gonna officially launch that. Gandalf lived 300 lives of men. That's a long time. I mean, assumably, men weren't living into like their 60s in that age, right? Like Denethor was in his mid 50s, but
How old was Aragon?
Aragon was pretty young, right?
No, he was old. I thought he lived extra long.
Yeah, I think he did live extra long.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't know was that Elrond was around like way before Gandalf even. Like,
Yeah,
Gandalf
yeah.
showed up later.
Have you ever read the Silmarillion?
I have not. I just
You
lost
better be reading the
some of
Silmarillion. You see that thing from Amazon where they're going to be releasing a whole Second Age Chronicle?
Yeah. I'm hesitant, wary, or other words I would use to describe the feelings about that.
I'm jumping in.
I mean, I'll watch it, but I mean,
I'll watch it, but I'll hate
it's
myself.
canon.
I hate myself for watching it.
I don't know that you can get any more canon than literally directly from the Silmarillion, but okay.
Yeah.
That is That is.
Yeah, but whether it's like their interpretation.
All right, I'll give you that because they did that that Mordor game where Shelob the spider ended up being like a sexy witch, and I was just like, what?
Yeah.
She was a horrific spider that gets stabbed to death because it's evil, and
Yeah,
it was
that's
driven
right.
away by the good light of the elves. Like you're not a good creature. You're a horrifying spider menace that even the orcs fear.
Yeah, but it's way sexier to have like, what is she, like some kind of ghost elf person, magical?
I didn't play
I mean,
it.
I played a little bit of it, but yeah.
She was almost a Disney princess at that point.
I mean, there are many Disney princesses now, but yes. All right.
Speaking of Disney princesses. Hey Mick, what are you up to?
Wow, that's harsh.
Getting good there, Bearded.
Mm,
He learned from the master.
Yeah, I
Tried
think
my
so.
I feel really bad now. I shouldn't be teaching people.
That's what you did.
No, I shouldn't be teaching people these things.
I'm just
Vic,
tonight. Gonna be drawing the stick figures. and
Stick
possibly
figures.
The full figures at some point.
I mean, I've been seeing some dudes with like some pectoral muscle definition.
Yeah, there was a hand earlier that was reaching towards the camera. You got some, crazy foreshortening going.
Your gestures have been great already, so you're doing good.
Dude, you have 10 layers already. We just started.
I remember you saying something along the lines of, "Oh, I'm gonna concentrate on like a single drawing next time."
Well, we
But,
haven't
I mean,
started yet, have we? So
He's got time.
This is
yeah,
one.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I didn't start off doing that the first time either.
But look, we're not here to tell you what to draw. You reach inside yourself, come up with your creative process. This will be important later in the stream when you guys get to Havens.
God.
Speaking of your creative process, what do you do when you're not creating stuff? Oh, that's it? You just create stuff all the time?
yeah, pretty much.
What do you do when you are creating stuff?
Like, what? Oh. What do I do when I'm not creating stuff? Is I mostly sit around thinking about like other stuff to create. And then when I am creating stuff, I usually think, I'm so tired of creating stuff.
Feel that.
Yeah, I get that.
You ever take a break from creating stuff by creating stuff?
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened to me last week. I was like, I need a break from this comic. I'm gonna work on another comic.
If people wanted to watch you make comics or other stuff, where would they do so?
If they want to watch me make comics, they can watch me here on Twitch at McComicer.
So you're saying they can watch you on Twitch at McComicer?
I'm saying they can watch me on Twitch at McComicer.
I
And
want
if
to
they
say,
would like to see stuff I've already created, they can look it up on Instagram also at McComicer.
I've had a lot of people on the show over the years, and very few of them lean into that repeating pitch thing on the first try. So I appreciate your salesmanship there. Some people get very confused when I do it the first time.
Nick is nothing but if not a great salesman.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, I am all about the self-promotion.
That's why he almost died that one session.
And the next. And the next. And the next.
Planet Chaos. You're also theoretically an artist. I mean, by theoretically, I mean physically in reality. Who are you? Where can people find you? And what have you done this week?
I make pictures with the pencil that I have, so yeah, I guess that qualifies me. I'm Planet Chaos on Twitch, Chaos with a K. Excuse me, it's Planet Chaos Art. I always forget the art part. And then on Instagram, it's Planet Chaos _art. Right now I'm drawing D&D characters, monsters, that kind of cool stuff. I'm always open for commissions if anyone wants it. And maybe coming up in the future, I might be doing some game work because I've got this game designer wanting to talk to me about doing some artwork for that stuff. So
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
if that actually plays out, I'll let you guys know as soon as I know more.
It's awesome.
You know, last week, someone here came to me and was like, am I selling out too hard during the intros? And I was like, no. First off, that's not possible. But second off, no, you're good. That's what intros are for. I want to introduce that person and ask if they would like to sell out again.
Oh, I will.
Connor.
I want to call him out.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I will sell out 100% right now because actually it's the second day on our Kickstarter for White Ash. It's the hardcover volume collection of the first 4 issues. It's like, I don't know, it's like 200 pages total, and it's gonna have pinups and from very special people, as well as, of course, the stories. And yeah, it's right on Kickstarter. It's White Ash Volume 1. We're doing great. We're at almost 14K, so we're almost at our goal of 16 in just a day and 8 hours. So pretty awesome. So please, if you like comics, you like fantasy comics, it's kind of like an urban fantasy story, romance, check us out. Otherwise, you can find me on twitch.tv/Connor Hughes. I stream the process of making the comic on Twitch most days that I can, and we have a great time, I think. And feel free to ask questions if you have questions about the comic making process, or you just want to hang out. But yeah.
All right, just give me a second.
Sure.
I'm kickstartering it right now. I'm just confused a little bit.
Yeah, we have this one has way fewer tiers than I will say than the previous.
Yeah, no, but I got confused as to whether White Ash #1 and White Ash Volume 1 are two different things. So what I want is White Ash Volume 1 digital.
Yeah.
Because I don't like physical products.
Sure. Yeah. No, that right now is the
work of the devil.
I
don't have the space for it.
Look, I literally have got like over 1,000 books on the bookcase behind this green screen. It doesn't need more books. It's already got like board games stacked up on board games.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I know where that is. I have books around here that I just haven't opened up, and it's like the thought of adding more to the collection before I haven't opened up those is kind of fear-inducing. But yeah, the Volume 1 digital is the $20 tiers. That's
yeah. Well, congratulations.
Right now we have early bird specials still, and those early bird specials are there for till tonight. I think they're gone tomorrow morning at 12 p.m. EST. So yeah, they're only there for next 13 hours.
Well, that sucks for you on YouTube because this doesn't go live until 12 Eastern on YouTube. So
your Twitch crowd.
Yeah, no, Twitch crowd will be fine. Let's see here. All right, well, you have my money because I want that forbidden romance fantasy horror comic. I mean, you haven't told us what White Ash is about, Connor, but let me just
find out when you get here.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's about either. I'm just reading blurb words.
Yeah, it's also set in the coal mining town. You forgot that. That's our genre. We're the coal mining horror, fantasy, romance.
Wow, it's like I'm back in West Virginia.
Yeah, it's just like that. So yeah, I'm not.
Are there people holding hands inside this forbidden tome?
They better not.
They definitely hold hands.
Some people hold some hands. I mean, certainly. There's no one holding hands, but I mean, oh yes, you're referring to yeah. Yeah, that's also.
Welcome to this joke, Connor.
Yeah. I'm actually looking at the page right now, so it's funny that I didn't even think about it. But yeah, I'm working on that's part of the backup story that's going to be.
You're working on a hand-holding page right now?
I am.
Wow.
Pretty exciting. Pretty scandalous. But
so scandalous.
There's a video there you can check out where it introduces the story for White Ash. It's got a lot of backstory. Like Charlie Stigney, he's a writer, of course, and he's got like 80 issues planned potentially if that's where if people will keep on liking the story. So yeah, it's got some deep roots.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys have good writing too.
Yeah, Charlie's great. Yeah,
should see my fan fiction folder on Google Drive. It literally says, "If I'm dead, delete this."
Nice.
That's funny.
Connor, you got anything else to throw at me real quick?
No, I mean basically the Kickstarter's where we're at right now. So yeah, that's about it.
All right. I'm glad we could get over selling out so hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Connor, how do you feel? Do you
Feel great.
do you feel dirty that people will buy the work that you've put so much time into? Does it make you feel like less of a person now?
I feel $20 richer.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a reasonable amount.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Great start.
Bearded, I don't have a segue for you, but let's find out more about what happened for you this week.
That in itself is a segue. Hi guys, I'm Bearded Jalapeno. You can find me there on all the social medias, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter. This week I've been working on some freelance stuff, so I haven't had much time to stream, but hopefully I'm getting back to it sometime next week. Card games, illustrations, and such. It's been fun. I'm enjoying it.
Let me ask you real quick. How much you know about tarot?
Not a lot.
Not a lot? Okay.
And by not a
I
lot,
was going to ask you which tarot card Runa would be if she was a...
I'll look it up this week and I'll get back to you next week. How about that?
Interesting, interesting. I mean, Mortrick would almost certainly be the Fool for all the reasons that you'd suspect. I feel like Cazador might be Justice or the Broken Tower.
I mean, I love me some Tactics Ogre, so I'm familiar.
It's not the same.
But that has the tarot card, like all the
It's not the
illustrations.
same.
I've got the book right here.
Man, it's no surprise to hear you talking about Tactics Ogre after you were going on with me about Final Fantasy Tactics.
I think you touched the nerve on that one.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Yeah, this book has all the tarot card illustrations right
He's
here.
up there pulling out the world. I mean, look, it's one thing for it to have the tarot cards. It's another thing to know the meaning of the tarot cards and the major arcana.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
I don't believe Tactics Ogre was going into in-depth discussions, but I could be wrong.
You never know.
Bearded.
No,
What
you're
else
right.
you got?
What else? That's about it.
Okay, interesting. I want to throw something out here. I watched Captain Marvel today. It was a movie.
Oh, was it?
Uh,
How many compared to Batman v Superman? How was it?
I didn't watch Batman v Superman. I don't watch DC movies for the most
Well,
part.
I mean, you watched this one, so that's something.
This is a Marvel movie.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Marvel and DC are not the same thing.
Connor, Marvel and DC are American comics.
I was getting lost there. I wasn't sure like where we're at with this.
No,
Okay.
but the fact that you watched this one and didn't watch Batman v Superman says something about your spending.
Yeah, because Batman v Superman is DC, and Captain Marvel is Marvel.
Batman v Superman is also possibly the worst movie ever made.
Yeah, we have a thing going
I,
on.
I don't know. I think that there's quite a few other movies that might get in there.
Dude, where's my car?
Wow, that's on your list for worst movie ever made.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like it's a little harsh to where dudes where's my car?
I mean, when the bar is set so low, does it really count as failure?
Harold and Kumar go to White Castle.
Yeah.
Not seen that movie.
Never saw that one yet.
You're good. You're good without it. Look, I just wasn't terribly impressed with Captain Marvel. I feel like it's below average for a Marvel movie.
What would you say is the worst Marvel movie?
Thor 2, absolutely,
I
100%.
saw that.
like, where
Followed
is-
by Ant-Man and Incredible Hulk.
What about Spider-Man 2?
I want to remind you, there actually isn't a second Spider-Man movie. There's only been 2 Spider-Man movies so far. Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire and Spider-Man with the new kid. There absolutely has never been another Spider-Man movie
You didn't
except
like the second?
technically Into the Spider-Verse.
Which
Yeah.
is amazing.
AP's
Spider-Man 2 is a myth. No one has ever seen it before. It just simply doesn't exist.
Do you not like the second Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie?
Well, I have to tell you, Spider-Man 3 also doesn't exist.
Well, that one clearly doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Man, Into the Spider-Verse though. God, what a
Oh,
great
so
movie.
good.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I fucking
Okay.
loved it, and I hated myself every minute.
I haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse, but
It is-
everyone talks about it.
So good.
And so now I want to see it, but I'm worried that it won't be as good as everyone's hyping it up to be.
After I left, it made me want to draw comics so bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's no Batman v Superman, but it's all right.
What is this obsession with Batman v Superman?
Don't get him started. Don't get him. It's personal somehow.
It is. A movie has never broken my heart before like that movie did.
Are you a Batman fan?
No, I hate Batman. So,
I mean,
like, I don't
everyone
mind what it did to Batman. I'm a Superman fan, and
Really?
I feel like Zack Snyder just shits on Superman.
I mean, but Superman's powers are so incredibly powerful that there's never a threat to him.
But it's not about the threat. It's about what he does. Like, Batman...
Nothing. He pretends to be human and
Right,
looks like a
because
dork
he
while doing
wants
it.
to be human.
He's
But,
like, oh, I'm so weak.
Batman, to me, is just, you know, glorifying unrepentant anger and hatred. And
I mean, Batman is what would happen if Iron Man didn't spend his money wisely.
yes, yeah. Like, see, I feel like Batman makes more sense if you're in a comic book. The more realistic you try to make Batman, the less sense he makes. Like, the Joker murders like 1,000 people every time he gets out of Arkham at this point.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense not to kill him because he's a war criminal.
You know what you really need to do? Let me tell you something. If I was Batman, I would create a giant floating fortress that submerges into the water where you stick all of your criminals in. And that way no one would ever be able to get to them.
That sounds
I would call it Iron Man Prison.
Yeah, I mean that'll do something. I mean, except for that one guy that can, like the crocodile guy.
Killer Croc.
Yeah, Killer Croc. He'll get out. He would totally get out.
I mean, everyone can get out of comic book prison because who else?
Yeah,
they-
it's super easy. I mean, they just let you out. They're like, want to join the Suicide Squad? And you're like, really? Really?
Then they get fed up with them and they make a bigger, awesomer prison that they'll eventually get out of.
Sun Spirit's calling out Superman, Mick. You might have to lay down some super justice down in chat.
Even if you killed a killer, the number of killers in the world remains the same. Actually, Merc Drake, that's only true if it's the first time you've killed a killer. After that, the number of killers begins to drop the more killers you kill.
That's true, as long as it's the same person doing the killing.
Yeah, exactly.
Besides which, I think there are certain people that just need murdered because
Whoa,
you can't
that
fix
is
them.
a philosophical argument that I will not approach. Has any other major thing happened over the last week? I feel like there was some game that I was going to talk about, but now I got nothing. Also, I've stopped watching anime basically altogether, except for Kaguya on Saturdays.
Wow.
I just picked up the complete Volume 1 for Record of the Lotus Wars by Yamato Akihiro.
So you're reading the light novel version? Like the novelization?
No, I think Yamato. The volume I picked up, I could put a link up at some point. But
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's got the actual comic, but it's not by. I guess there's two comics. I was kind of confused, but I looked it up and this is what I found.
Okay,
It's
so
what
it's
I
the
wanted.
manga version. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the manga version. But I mean, mainly I'm just drawn to the Akihiro. I didn't know Akihiro Yamada did the illustrations for these. I knew him from the Shinobi stuff, but I didn't know that. So I'm like, oh wow, okay, this is what I need to have. So, yeah, I got it.
I'm glad that you're getting into the grandfather of all D&D anime.
Yeah, yeah.
But we need to get you into some of the newer stuff. We're going to break you off on that Konosuba, maybe a little Grimgar of Ash and Fantasy. Okay, maybe not that one.
I looked a little bit at Goblin Slayer, and that
Nope,
seemed kind of
no.
rapey.
Nope.
Kind of rapey.
No.
Right? Like it started.
No.
out
Just
with-
no. Just don't.
It's
Don't,
just
man.
the first episode and they never hardly touch on it again.
It's all right. That first episode, I was like, I'm out. I'm completely out. There's no warning. There's no.
Yeah.
This episode involves X and Y. I was just like, how is this show so popular in Japan? It somehow is topping the charts. It beat Sword Art Online, which also got super rapey.
Hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
understand.
Needs to be done right. You can't just like jump into it like that.
First episode, come on.
Yeah, it's not like Berserk.
Oh, here we go again.
Nope, I'm good. We ready to jump into this thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's a good topic to jump into the session with.
Not talking about Berserk. I'm down with that. So, if I recall what happened last time, y'all had just cleared out a group of merfolk and then continued your travels. Maybe had some slight issues along the way. Your good friend Hal revealed himself to now be a warlock. Cazador was instantly distrustful,
Yeah, I'm worried. That's gonna kill Hal.
absolutely hateful. When Cazador took the Tome of Shadows that Hal offered, he heard whispers that he would be, that Cazador would break, that he would be a coward and he would flee. Cazador threw the book down and was like, no! No! And now he's keeping an eye on Hal. He doesn't trust him anymore.
Yeah. He was such a friendly guy, but then suddenly something deep and dark and welled up within
I
him.
mean, he
Yeah,
still
that's what
seems pretty
happens.
friendly. He's making our meals and washing our
Based
stuff.
on their appearance. It's not cool, man.
Mortrick received a job offer from the Captain Espresso, to train his daughter in the arcane arts. Mortrick, rather than begin, let's call it more magical training, decided to begin with philosophical training, giving her a strong alignment toward nihilism. To quote, "Nothing matters, don't plan for the future."
Yep.
Runa attempted to intercept this particular message and failed.
It's me.
The party continued their journey until, in the middle of the night, they were attacked by Sahagin. Specifically, a brand of Sahagin that bore resemblance to elves, which only happens to Sahagin that have killed elves near their spawning grounds. The battle was sick. There was a lot of murdering. Several people went down. Mortrick had to pull out some healing over and over again, and got to use his new cursed sword, Gorfang, the legendary sword of Captain Espresso.
Allegedly cursed.
Definitely cursed. When you draw it, blood drips along the blade, and when you stab a dude through the gut with a critical,
It wasn't cleaned up appropriately last time, so there's an explanation for that. Allegedly.
Sure, we'll go with that.
allegedly. Sure. Yeah, let's go with that. And if I am recalling, all of you need to roll for hit points now, because you're all third level.
Oh, that's right.
Runa, did you select an archetype?
I'm gonna do that right now.
So you didn't select an archetype. Look, don't worry. I'm used to D&D players not doing their homework between sessions.
And we add our constitution modifier, right?
Yes.
Guys,
So-
D&D Beyond makes it really, really easy to just go in and change your level and just figure out what you're doing.
Did you know that you can get 25% off of all of your D&D Beyond products right now? I mean, this week, if you're watching on YouTube, it probably might be too late.
Picked up a single hit point. Yes.
I support Sam as your code. All right, so you didn't do the hit points right. So
No.
the formula is going to be your hit die number. So you'll roll 8 plus 2d8 plus 3, because at level 1 you start with all of your hit points.
Oh, 8. Roll.
And I'm assuming you have a +1 Constitution modifier.
Yeah.
Okay, then yes, this will come out. Whatever you roll will come out correctly. For the rest of you, the formula is also the same. Okay, so your new hit point total is 15. Rick
Oh, wait,
Jacks.
I had 21 hit points. Never mind. No, wait. No, I didn't. Oh, that was.
No, that's Rick Jacks. So Rick Jacks, you rolled one too many dice. Because you're only level 3. So
yep.
you rolled.
Now I understand. Okay. Roll. So it's 8.
So what's the baseline for Kaz? It was because I had 13 help.
What's your hit point? What's your hit die size? Is it 10 or 12 as a fighter?
10, I think.
And what's your Constitution modifier?
+3. I have 16.
Wow, really? Okay. So yours is 10 plus 2d10 plus 9.
Okay.
You're gonna have a whole lot. You're gonna have a lot. Is 15 higher for Rick Jacks?
Yeah,
Is that-
one point.
Okay, then you gain 1 hit point. You forgot to roll a cover.
No problem. Can I do that?
You
or
can
that?
copy paste and then just do /r paste.
Yep. Nope, didn't work. Okay, I'll do it.
Discord message.
Although I would have had more if I probably rolled my, because I had 25 before, so now I got 30. That's
Yep,
pretty
30. Yep. Don't worry, we're just gonna try to keep you guys as average as possible, nice and safe.
I rolled a 1.
They're Oh, but we're doing everybody re-rolls their hit points at every level.
Yeah.
So you'll always stay near the average theoretically. There's a guy on the other show, you know, the guys that like less than you, that is like level 3 or 4 and only has like 15 hit points because he keeps rolling like garbage. He's basically super murderable. Like he goes down in 1 hit now. So I guess Runa's formula is going to be 8 plus 2d8 plus 6. So just go ahead and add 6 to that so that your 2 becomes an 8. Because you don't roll for the first hit die, you always take maximum.
Oh, gotcha.
So with plus 6, you get a 20.
Okay.
Is that more hit points than what you currently have?
Nope.
Then you keep the number you currently have.
Cool.
All right. We zoom forward in time. The sea voyage, nothing of note happens. All I want to know is, for a week and a half, what do you guys do on board? Mortrick, what do you got going on board for a week and a half of sea voyage?
I figure mostly I'm just teaching the kid.
Any more?
A lot of magic missile, a lot of dead fish, so many dead fish.
Okay, so we're just practicing magic missile like 1 time a day because she can't cast that many spells.
Oh yeah, and then you know, some more philosophical training.
Is it stark nihilism, or is there anything more?
And just kind of depends on how I roll out of bed in the morning.
Is there some substance to it?
I mean, it's always heartfelt, just it's not always useful.
I feel like that could describe Mortrick, really.
Yep.
Cazador, what do you spend your time doing for a very boring week and a half?
I'm gonna take another stab at those ropes, I guess.
Gonna try and
Kill Hal.
try
I'm
to
gonna also spend my time preventing Kaz from killing Hal.
that might be a very difficult task. All right, Kaz, go ahead and make an intelligence check. Just your intelligence modifier and a d20. Constitution is good. Wow, 1. Okay. I want you all to imagine this scene with me. Kazdor along the side of the boat. He doesn't just have one of those guidelines hooked in. He's got 2. So he's in full plate armor, trying to help tie ropes. He gets a bowline done wrong. One of the sailors is coming over to help him. The wave happens. Cazador goes over the side. First one guide rope snaps. The second begins straining as Rick Jacks has to like haul him up, and we can see the little threads on the rope starting to snap under the weight of a dwarf in full plate hanging off the side of a boat. After that point, it was clear Cazador will literally never learn ropes. It's just not physically possible for him. His hands won't make the motion correctly. Bunny ears is the best he can do.
They're like sausages. They just flop around until they get you into trouble.
The only knot he will be able to solve is the Gordian one. Runa, what do you spend your time doing?
Probably making sure that the kid is getting some type of substance in her diet of knowledge, as well as helping the crew manage the ship, trying to learn something about sailing, and then probably relaxing, meditating, drinking.
So let me ask, what specifically are you trying to teach this kid?
Restraint. Probably do a lot of meditation
Okay.
with her.
Mortrick, Runa, I would like you to roll opposed persuasion checks to see which teacher becomes the illicit one.
Oh, come on.
Wow, a 9. That you should have rolled 100 d20s before to prime the pump.
Runa can still get her 1.
It's persuasion.
Oh yes, indeed.
Oh, I'm not good at that.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to be that good when you roll a natural 20.
Yeah, you don't.
Do you have a -2?
I do have a -2.
How is that possible?
I have a plus freaking 5.
How can you have a -2? Could you have a
My
-1 from low charisma?
My charisma's low, yeah. My charisma's like an 8 or something.
I mean, an 8
isn't
is
that
going to
bad.
be a -1.
No, my charisma's a 7.
I have a -1 and I have 8.
Because it's racial gives him a minus to charisma as well.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, the Ganassi.
Wow, wrecked. That's rough.
Yeah, it's
Still.
rough when you lose to that
That's
kind
why
of roll.
that's why I don't try so hard. When
With the stillness of the stone that now runs in your blood, you teach her stillness, thinking through one's actions.
I shed a little tear every night as I realize my student is drifting far away from my teachings and I can't bring her back towards the light.
It's a struggle for you. It's bad. You're usually so good at convincing people of things, but somehow Runa has become incredibly persuasive in this one moment. Rick Jacks, what do you spend your week and a half doing?
I will tell you specifically. So, I've been spending the time, practicing my sword play because for some reason I feel a little bit sneakier than I did before. And I'm finding that I have some abilities that I didn't have before. So I've been working on those away from other folks.
I see. In order to cast that magic, of course, you'll have to go pick up some supplies when you're in port.
But the cantrips as well?
Some of the cantrips do require material components, others don't.
Okay, I'll have to check those then. Okay.
Each one will tell you what material component it requires. Mortrick, on the day that you are to arrive in port, your Geas timer in your head lets you know that you've got 12 days left to pay your debt or report yourself to local authorities wherever you're at. The boat sails towards the island of Havens. It's a nice little chain of islands. The largest one is where the capital is at. You can see that there are other large land masses in the distance to both the south and the east, but the captain says nothing about these. As you're approaching Havens, there are 8 statues in 2 lines. They appear to be about quite a distance apart, enough to let 4 ships sail relatively side by side through them. Each has a elven hero wielding a sword, a shield, a book. All of them appear to be some form of adventurers. Rather than looking inward and watching over ships passing through them, they look outwardly off to the horizon. Your boat enters the line, waiting to go in, and a quick conversation in Elven happens between a man that just is walking across the water and the ship captain. None of you speak Elven, unfortunately, so you have no idea what's happening. But 2 giant turtles surface near the boat and are roped to the boat, and it is pulled into port. You can see that many of the ships around here are all being roped and pulled into port. Captain Espresso says, "Well, lads, our time of parting has come. I wish you well on whatever your journey is. I'm going to have to make several hefty bribes, but I'm sure things will go fine. Master Rickjacks, I'm to inform you to head to the Seaweed. It is a tavern along the port side. There you will find your way into the den of the local crime lord."
Very good. Thank you for the info.
I should remind you that here in Havens, the criminal element is very conservative. They prefer to keep things the way it is. They don't like people who come in and cause trouble.
Oh, that's not us. I wouldn't worry about that at all.
I am extremely concerned now, but fortunately, you're not my problem anymore.
We appreciate the passage that you've given us.
I appreciate the work that you've done for me. You might be terrible sailors and so bad at knots, just literally the worst. But you've saved my boat many a time. We made the crossing through the narrow straits with only one man lost. It's quite an accomplishment.
And where are you headed to now, Captain Espresso?
Ah, well, that's the trick, isn't it? I have to see what it is that I can illegally remove from this port.
And so are you going to join us in the seaweed?
I will not, sir. I have much to do. You would not believe the amount of work involved in smuggling.
All right, before we go, I want to go over to the kid,
Cinzia, yeah.
Cinzia, give her like a friendly little tap on the shoulder and be like, remember, kid, right and wrong happen on the fly. Sometimes you make the right call, sometimes you don't. You won't know until months later.
She attaches herself to your leg and just says, "Don't go! I want to learn so much more about magic and how to become a dragon."
And I mean, I could teach you. That is a thing I could definitely do. However, it's just, it's not the right time and place for that. And that's the other thing you'll have to learn. And then whatever that crap Rune was telling you about. I mean, really, honestly, most of that you can just forget. You won't ever need it.
I feel like it's very important. I've been learning a lot about communing with the ocean.
It could be. Are you going to spend your whole life on the ocean?
Hal just shows up and he's like, "I commune with the ocean too."
Don't you get started there.
You want to grow up to be this?
Hal is just like, I have grandkids, right? I've lived a long and healthy life. I'm an adult. I'm retired. I get to go adventuring with some.
I just want you to know, Hal, I am totally okay with the new you, but like, I'm the caster in this group, all right? Don't.
No, it's fine. No. Everything I do
I don't
is.
have to say it. Do I have to say it? But you know what I'm saying, right?
I know what you're saying. No. I should tell you, I am not good at casting things. I saw how I operated in that battle. I believe it would be wiser for me to not participate.
Yeah, okay. So we're on the same page about that. And also about the fact that Kaz wants to kill you. So we're going to need to take care of that.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I'm sorry, huh? Are we done here? All right. Have a good day. Have a good day, Cinzia.
What was that thing that you said? It was very concerning.
I didn't hear anything.
So, as you arrive in port, you must also settle up with Hal. You owe him 6 gold pieces.
That's 60 silver.
Would you like to keep him on as a hireling?
I have... If we give him 60, I have 53 gold pieces left.
Okay.
Or silver pieces. 53 silver left.
Kazdor, as you're stepping off the boat with all of your gear, and Hal is maneuvering your cart back onto deck with the horse Winslow, the captain steps over and says, "Sir White Knuckle, your purpose in this journey is not clear to me. I suspect that you are not the criminal element that I am used to transporting.
It's true, we're not.
It would do much for someone in the Port of Haven to have powerful ears on their side.
On this island. Are we not in Havens?
We are in Havens, yes, we are in the Port of Havens.
Okay.
I would point out that no one has yet reported that blood Sahagin have been spotted in the Narrow Strait, or that it is not harpies but merfolk who now make their nest there. Such news could get you the ear of perhaps the Chancellor or even the King for an audience, and what you do from there is your own business.
I thank you, Captain Espresso. Yeah, we'll take that under counsel.
I can't not report it, but I will delay for several hours. There is a lot of negotiating to do in port, a lot of bribes to be paid, paperwork, things to be offloaded and onloaded.
Of course. Well, thank you for the opportunity, Captain Espresso. You take care of that daughter, and take care of that charm we gave her. We put a lot of work into it.
It is a unique work of art.
Cass is just as much of a sellout as Connor is.
He's proud. He's proud of that. Like,
I mean, that was literally a masterpiece. Didn't
Yeah.
you roll a 20 on it?
it was a once in a lifetime craft. Like like now he's we haven't gone into like new level thing, but you know he's taken on smithing now because of that, and then also the armor crafting from before. So he's sort of like taking a new leaf from those two events.
So as you all are gathered on the port side, you were put in like a waiting hold to be passported on. And Hal goes, so are we sticking together on the island, or are we splitting up to all go do our own things? I have some shopping to do, some components to purchase. I was thinking
how you go do your
Kind
thing.
of.
maybe if you could give me a budget, I could get some very nice foods.
Yeah, I'll throw Hal another 25 silver.
Okay, that's enough to get a whole lot of food. So Hal looks at it and he's like, are you aware of how much money you've just given me?
You know, Hal, I just want you to know that we appreciate your service, and like
So you
Right
want to eat
now-
like a king for the next few weeks then?
right now we're flush with cash, and we're just living high on the hog. And I want you to know that we like having you here for that.
Would you like a better...
Some days, Hal, we're not going to be living so high on the hog. We're going to be a little poor. And I just, I appreciate the loyalty through the thin times as well as, the.
I understand. I was a farmer for 40 years. I understand feast and famine. I
Okay,
just
there
want to
you
be clear. Am I buying a new wagon with this or a better horse?
No, just, get some basic stuff.
Some basic stuff. This
I don't
is
know
more
how
than
money
more
works.
than basic.
I went to school on a trust fund, okay? Like, this is all new to me.
What does a banana cost? $10?
I take the gold in his hands and I give him 5 silver to buy supplies for the next few days.
Okay.
And I give the rest back to Mercury.
All right, how much did you give me back then?
20.
20? Okay.
Which is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
You
no
can get a
idea.
whole pound of salt for like 1 silver. That's a lot of salt.
Yeah, but we're salty fellas.
Well, yes, you are, but for different reasons.
All right, fellas. Well, I mean, Captain Espresso gave me a tip about tipping off the local port about the Blood Sahagan. However you say it.
Sahaugen, yeah.
Sahagan.
I think you say murder animals.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I have to stop for a second. I forgot to do this. I forgot. So last week I was talking about the vacuum pressure of distal tapered blades.
Right.
Someone in the YouTube comments was like, "You're wrong, Arthur. You're completely wrong." And I was like, "I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna find some scientific articles. I'm gonna fucking Oh no, actually, I'm wrong." So I want to apologize to Václav. You were completely correct. I was wrong.
Yeah, I wasn't so sure about that one, but I
Sounded
was going
good.
to challenge it on air.
Tapered blades are definitely advanced swordsmithing. They allow blades to be lighter while still having a fairly good heft to them, but not the vacuum thing. That's
Yeah. That's why you also have the fuller. The fuller is also
Yep,
designed to
that
give,
center groove.
right, to make it so that you could have less weight in the blade. So same thing, same idea. You want all the balance to be back at the hilt, I guess. Right.
You do want to be able to punch with the sword rather than the tip. So, my bad, I had to cut in there. I had to remember to keep my promise because I had like 4 factual incorrectness last week. So I'm going to be apologizing all week long. It's going to be rough. It's going to be real rough. What's the plan? You guys got to get through customs first.
What does Cynthia's magic missile look like?
Cynthia's magic missiles look like 3 little water dragons.
Game
Oh
on.
my gosh, are you drawing her with the wings as well? This is amazing. I love it.
I've
I hadn't
spent
even
like
looked over there in a while.
20 minutes on the same picture and it's killing me.
They're cute.
Does she have little dragon horns up on her hoodie too?
Yeah.
This is amazing. I love it. She's like a little Jedi gremlin.
Yeah, that's basically what she is. So what do we got to do to get through customs?
So the customs official comes over and begins speaking to you in Elven.
Right.
Then he switches over to common and says, my apologies. I didn't realize that you didn't speak our language.
None taken. What'll it take for us to get through? We have urgent news at the council.
The council, you say?
Is that where?
Indeed, the council meets every evening now. Perhaps you can go and attend. I hear that the performances every night are magnificent. Might I inquire the nature of this urgent news that you bring?
We have news as to the dangers that tread these waters.
I see. That is troubling. Is
Yes.
that your only purpose in town?
We have other business.
Well, then allow me to introduce myself. My name is Rathram Silverleaf. I will be your customs officer. I will require all of your names and purposes. Allow me to ask first your occupations.
We're adventurers.
I
see.
mean, well, hold on. I don't like to define myself in such a broad blanket category. Like I am a man
No. We have several subcategories.
of layers and talents, and I just hope that your system allows for the nuance of personality and experience.
So you're a bard. Understood. Just marking that down here. Are any of you
That's fair.
chosen ones, destined at birth for success, touched by a dragon, or any other form of supernatural phenomenon which might
I mean, no one has ever said directly, yes, Mortrick, you are. But I have come to suspect here recently that I may, in fact, be all of those things.
So I'm gonna write a no then.
Thank you. I just want to make sure that's down on paper somewhere.
I like this.
And the name of your adventuring company?
Have we settled on a thing, guys? Let's just put down Mortrick and Company for now. I feel like that about covers it.
Is there someone more official that I can talk to?
About as official as it gets. That's...
My name is Cazador White Knuckle. I'm a warrior of some repute from some decades ago.
Indeed, I have met several white knuckles in my time as a customs officer.
Oh,
Last passed through about 5 years ago.
Really? That's interesting. I haven't seen many of my clan in a long time. So I would be anxious.
We're all
to-
heading
to be still
south
in town.
towards the Empire.
Sorry.
They're all heading south towards the Empire.
Oh, I hadn't heard that. So I've been away from my clan for many a year. So, so they're not in town anymore. Well, that's a shame.
Indeed not. Are you the proprietor of this particular company?
I would not say that I would not call myself a leader. No, but
I'm gonna step smoothly in front of Cassie and be like, "Listen, you're talking to the headman right now, so."
I'm just going to write Mortrick and Company here then, shall I?
Yes, thank you. Now we have some important news that is going.
Yes,
to be...
that was mentioned before.
Yes. So we need to get that to the people who need it.
Do you have any goods to declare?
Besides what we have on us right now? Oh.
Shall I take a look over then?
What's in the wagon?
well,
There's nearly nothing left in the wagon now. All of
Yeah,
the
we have an empty wagon.
I sort of give a nod to an indication to Rick Jacks that he might have something that he should be tucking away in his extra secret deep pockets.
Rick Jacks.
You know, the funny thing was, I was going to throw that in the ocean too.
I mean, if we just want to watch you flip something in the ocean behind you right now, like drop it on the floor.
let's do a sleight of hand check and toss it in the ocean.
I'm good. I mean, you're an experienced rogue, and this guy's distracted with the rest of your party. No need to roll. If you want to do it, you're good enough to get it done.
All right.
What exactly are you about to litter in the ocean?
You remember those vials that are pure evil?
Yeah, the
they're
undead fluid.
Yeah. I was thinking of getting rid of those.
You're gonna dump that in the harbor.
Now that you guys have made me all paranoid, yes, I am.
Okay, excellent. I'm just gonna mark down here. Harbor. Dump.
It's now been poisoned.
Yeah, I don't know about this.
They're plugged up.
Yeah, they'll be fine. I'm
They'll
sure that as
dilute.
it falls through the water, nothing bad will happen on its journey down or when it hits the bottom.
Yeah, they'll
That's how
dilute.
pollution works.
Exactly. It's a busy port. Nothing could go. Yeah, exactly. Chad and me came to the same conclusion. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Especially if it's dramatically appropriate.
Yeah.
So he finishes his report and says, "Now, while you are here, we ask that you act with civility and decorum.
Always. Those are our operating bylaws.
There are several things you should be aware of if this is your first time visiting, which I suspect it is.
It is.
Elven is the de facto language. However, most shops and artisanals will allow for common, as we do study your language here. You can stop in at any of our wonderful beer gardens to get food and free watered down beer. If you would like a more choice selection of both food and alcohol, they are available for money. Additionally, if you require healing services, you will need to go to the Western Palace. You should know that using enchantment magic or moving invisibly about the capital of Havens is considered illegal. Both are punishable by death.
Don't have to worry about that from us.
Good thing I'm getting illusion magic.
We do not. First off, I believe that invisibility is illusion magic. However, welcome to Havens. And he steps aside and pulls a rope so that you all can pass through. The town of Havens, I should actually say the capital of Havens, is very different than any place that you have been to before. You've heard stories of a place where there are dyes and exotic spices, a place that is the other end of the trade road. You've arrived there. This is it. Every building in the entire area is made out of a dark, rich black wood. They have a very similar kind of Vietnamese style to them, kind of like a log cabin. But there are roof tierings, and it appears that the number of roof tierings equate to how important a building is. You could see at the top of a hill on the far end of town, there's a 5-tiered roof, which definitely looks like it's some sort of palace. At almost every street corner, there's either someone singing, playing a lute, playing a harp, or debating philosophy openly with whoever passes by. There's always music and things happening. People are moving around, and everybody is super elfy. 100%. Like nearly 100% of the locals are elves. There are several other races, including goblins, bugbears, and other monstrous races represented in 1s and 2s. But almost overwhelmingly, it's elves. All dressed in very simple clothing and walking with a very proud demeanor. And for the most part, looking down on all of you, since they're much, much taller than you.
It's like Pledge Week all the time here. I hate it so much.
How tall are they?
Most of the elves are between upper 5 and 7 foot.
Okay. I'm like 6'5".
Okay, you're taller than a lot of the elves.
Are they a specific type of elf, or is it just
High
normal?
elf.
High elf? Okay.
Classic high elves.
Mm-hmm.
I know, right? All right. So where are we headed, Kaz?
We'll have to tolerate this place for a while then.
Yeah, try not to be super racist while you're here.
So Hal is just like, perhaps we should split the party. Rick Jacks could go speak with the crime lord while I go shopping with Runa, and Kazador will keep an eye on Mortrick while going to speak to the council. Don't let me make any decisions for you all.
I mean, I think you have that a little backwards, but otherwise, I think that is an excellent plan.
Runa, what do you say?
I'm down to go shopping with our man here.
Yeah, Rick Jacks has to hit some component shops.
All right. All right. So Mortrick and I were off to the council.
Okay.
Try not to get into trouble.
I'll keep a short leash on him.
We'll save you again.
Guys, I think you have this backwards still.
I meant for the both of you.
So Runa, you travel with Hal, who goes to buy some relatively expensive spices. A pinch of saffron, some corn, some cloves, cinnamon, and pepper. And then he starts negotiating with someone for the sale of a goat. He wants to just get a live goat so that you guys can eat, a ton of goat meat later. It sounds like it's getting pretty expensive. He's in like the upper 5 gold area. But he looks very excited.
How much did Mortrick give him?
5 silver.
5
5
silver.
silver.
Basically 10% of that price.
Yeah.
He's spending all his. Well, okay.
Is this for all of us, Hal?
So Hal breaks away from the discussions temporarily, and he's like, my apologies. Gotta go talk to the boss. And he turns and he's like, oh, yeah, look, they don't have stuff like this back home. Cinnamon? I might have had cinnamon on apples once. Can you imagine? Look at this. And he like holds up a whole bag of a pound of cinnamon. Look at it. Smell it. Feel it.
It's quite impressive, but do you have the funds for this?
I do. You all have paid me well, and I felt like maybe I could just splurge and give a little something back.
Well then, have at it then.
So Runa, while this is happening, you hear a tinny musical noise over your head that sounds like a trumpet playing. And then you hear a caca. And then you hear Perseus Project, recording 27. Caca. All right, I think that was a good take. Okay, all right. I think the light's still on. It's fine. This is just in debugging mode. All right, and then it ends. And as you look up, you see that there's like a mechanical raven descending on a jet of flame towards you.
Jeez.
And as it descends, it begins saying, warning, clear the area. Perseus descending. Warning, clear the area. Perseus descending.
I'll take some steps back, I guess, if it's getting close to me.
Yes, it is. It's actually coming directly down towards you.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
you take a few steps back. Everyone in the area is like, oh no, wind is blowing around. The spice shop owner is now suddenly very upset that, some of his spices are being about. He's like, you'll pay for that bird! The bird then, lands, and its back opens up, and there's a scroll that has your name on it. You can see that it's got, a big wax emblem with the name Runa on it.
I'll grab it then.
All right, when you do, the bird's back closes, and it says, step away, beginning ascent, debug mode.
Stepping away.
And then its little flame jet, turns and it starts taking directly off again. When you open the letter, it says, Dear Runa, it's me, Mardrovian, your friendly wizard. I've been keeping track of your progress of late, however, I have been less able to accomplish tasks. If and when you find the Flute of Fascination, please just call out the name Perseus, and my trustworthy clockwork raven will appear in order to take the item from you. I strongly urge you to not allow anyone, especially Mortrick, to use the Flute of Fascination, as not only might it hasten the doom of the world beyond leaving the demon seal out, but Mortrick might grow so powerful he will be unable to be stopped.
Wonderful.
With respect, Mardrovian.
guess I'll just put that away for later.
Cazador.
Want to like put it in flames, but I don't have any flames.
Oh, I mean, if you asked, I mean, your boy Hal's just.
Oh,
He's got a
Hal.
lighter for you.
could you?
Yeah. Hal just does a quick set of sparks, gets a little paper lit, and then like lights your scroll. Just. It's like specially treated to set on fire real fast.
Thank you, Hal.
Cazador, Mordric, you begin approaching the Eastern Palace. As you do, you hear a guard like cry out something. He's like, "Ses Nevada, Hime!"
Whoa.
And he points at above the gate. There's a figure scrambling along the roof. Cotton, why don't you tell us what Lilwyn looks like?
Well, she's an elf
That's true.
with pale blonde hair that's so pale it's almost white. She's got some blue flowers in her hair, and she's kind of dirty, like she's been rolling around in the mud. And her hair is probably not very well kept.
All right. You can see that the guards who should be guarding the front door have turned. They've got their spears out and are pointing towards us. She could be a young woman or perhaps just an elven teenager. You know, it's hard to tell. They live so long and their maturity cycles are so slow. But yeah, they appear more intent on chasing her than in guarding the front gate.
Phyllis, why are you guys after her? She looks innocent.
So, Lilwyn, the guards stopped chasing you for a moment. They've been calling your name, Princess, over and over again. But now they've stopped to turn to these newcomers who aren't affected by whatever's happening in the palace.
Wait, do we know they've been saying princess?
Do you speak Elvish?
No, we don't. We don't
No.
know they've been saying princess.
You have no idea then. So the guard turns and in common says, wait here, don't do anything. We're chasing after the princess. She's in trouble.
Princess? What? I'm gonna punch Kaz on the shoulder. This is so exciting! You read about this all the time! It's never happened to me in person!
So one of the guards is like, wait here. Wait, are you a paladin?
I mean,
No,
I
he's
don't
not
like
paladin.
to take that label on, but, you know, I can't deny it.
No, we're not.
Mordric, make a deception check. Okay. Lilwyn, here's what happens. That super weird thing where the guards are chasing you, and then all of a sudden both of them turn towards Mordric and present their spears toward him like they're going to stab him in the neck. They are now completely ignoring you. The guards
Well.
are just like, he's a paladin. Paladins are bad. Paladin must come with us.
Wait, paladins are bad here?
Disarm yourself immediately. And then they like jab their spears towards you.
I'd be like,
Disarm.
Okay. Hey, jeez.
Better disarm yourself, Mordric.
What
We'd
did you
starting
say
in trouble.
to them, Kaz? Then I'll take my sword out.
I was saying we like. I didn't say we were paladins.
Yeah, they just keep chanting, paladins are bad. Paladin must come with us.
All right, yeah, I'll take all my weapons out, lay them down, hands up.
Yep. They start pulling out full body manacles, hands and feet. One of them begins binding you. That's going to take a little while. The other turns to Cazador and is just like, if you could excuse me for a moment, I need to go get the princess.
Well, this is great.
Lilwyn, what's going on with you? You're watching all this happen.
Have paladins always been bad here?
No. In fact, they've only started arresting paladins over the last week.
Okay. I think she'll come down and investigate the guy getting arrested, actually.
Okay, so you're climbing down the wall. All right. When you do so, the guard that turns back towards you is like, "It's the princess!" and begins rushing towards you with a bear hug. He's gonna try to capture you.
I want to try to run around and hide behind the people getting arrested.
I try and grab the guy and say,
Oh, you're grabbing the guy from behind.
Oh, Kaz, what are you doing? What are you doing, Kaz?
is this how you treat your princess? I'm trying to grab him.
No!
Why are you trying to
All right.
capture your princess?
There's a lot of things happening at once. Lilwyn, let's have you roll an athletics check to get around this guy.
Oh boy.
What's wrong? Not so great at athletics?
Yeah, I'm not so great at athletics.
Acrobatics, maybe?
I would accept acrobatics as well.
You know, I'm not great at acrobatics either, but I'm
Pick what
better
you would-
than athletics.
Sure. I mean, let's go with that. No.
Yeah.
Kazdor, you can see that even though you got your hand on this guy, he, like, there's no guard in the world who likes having their hand put on them from behind, right? Like, what you've done is very dangerous.
Yeah.
However, he ignores you completely. If you don't do anything, he is definitely going to break free of the light grasp you've got on him and grab this girl. She's stumbling around. I mean, it's not like she's super clumsy, right? But he's trained to capture people, and she is a teenager who seems a little famished, malnourished, dirty. Not going to be difficult.
I try and instead of like holding on to him, I'm gonna like let go and then try and get in between him and her.
Oh, interesting maneuver. This is definitely going to be acrobatics.
Okay.
You're like, oh, hey, let's talk deal, right? Like, is that what you're going for?
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if you can do a guard block. Yeah, with the 20, that's a pretty good guard block. More trick. You have one manacle clasped around your left hand. Your right hand and both your legs are free. The guard that is manacling you seems hot. He is simultaneously watching you, watching Kazdor, and watching the princess at the same time, and like physically unable to act.
And I've only got one manacle on.
Yes.
I'm gonna be like, listen, guy, it's gonna go a lot easier if we just talk this out. All right, we don't need to do this. But I'm not actually gonna like try to get away or resist.
Okay. All right. Kazdor, you get in between the guard and Lilwyn. She begins hiding behind you. The guard is just like, okay, sir, I need you to step aside. Are you a paladin?
What? No, I'm not a paladin. What's? I mean, why are you guys chasing down? She looks starving. She doesn't look like she's threatening. Has she stolen something? You said she was a princess.
Are you a cleric of Wellwind, sir?
No, I'm a simple man at arms.
All right, so every time he asks these questions, he's like de-escalating. He's getting less threatening. And he says, I'm still going to need you to step aside. This is royal business. Please don't interfere in our internal affairs.
I forget. Did I catch her name, or do I still not know her name?
They've only just said princess over and over.
Miss, what is the? Can you explain what's going on here?
Seth's talking in Elvish.
Okay, and I asked her in common. Okay, but fair enough. All right. And then I just get out. I get out of the way, I guess.
Okay, Lilwyn, he steps out of the way. Suddenly the guard has a free shot towards you. What do you
I
do?
step with him.
Okay, interesting. The guard steps around, and now he's like circling Kazdor, trying to get at you. Kazdor, the guard is just like, sir, I'm going to need you to just stop moving. Just stop. And he's like, ha! Tries to get around you to get to the princess.
Okay. I stop moving. Yep.
Okay, Lilwyn, your ability to hide behind Kazdor is rapidly deteriorating.
I want to turn into a mouse.
Okay. Yeah, you just turn into a mouse.
I want to hop on his shoulder.
How did she?
So the guard is just like, huh? Where'd she go? The other guy is slapping the other manacle on Mortrick and is like, I don't know. Let's look around.
Did I? Can I roll to see if I saw what she did and how she? Like,
I mean,
where
she's
she is?
physically on your shoulder right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't need to roll to see anything. You could feel her run up your body from behind you. You're just like, oh shit.
I gently pick her up and put her in my bag. Right.
Lilwyn, I mean, you're being manhandled by a dwarf. You good? Okay. Well, you're inside a bag now. Let me ask, what else is in this bag?
I will give you my inventory.
I'm just worried that, like, do you have anything smelly or stinky or food?
Just ask him,
Potentially sharp.
how often this kind of stuff happens.
Nothing in my bag. I mean, the bag is gonna have. Just rations and a mess kit, I guess. Rope.
I want to start
Okay.
eating his rations.
All right, yeah, you begin, so you still need to eat enough to be a human being or to be an elf, right? So you're gonna have to like eat that whole ration on a mouse's stomach to be fully satiated. But you get started eating through the wrapper, More trick.
Scenario.
After a few seconds, the guards stop looking around, and the guy returns to slapping on your manacles, and is just like, "Hey, sorry about that."
And be like, does this kind of thing happen often for you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. The princess is always trying to escape.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a handful. Hey, so anyway, there are some like murder
Why?
things out
Why?
in the ocean,
He
and
kneels down and slaps one of the manacles around your left leg.
be like, and we're just here to pass the word along that there are murder things out there. Oh, and something about not being harpies, but it's not. It's some other
Slaps
like.
the other manacle on your
murder
leg, and he's just like, "I'm gonna need you to come with me."
Yeah, no, that's great. That's what we're here for. We're here to go with you guys and tell you about the murder thing. So where are we headed?
So one of the guards is leading Mortrick away in chains. The other remains with Cazador, completely resets his attitude and is like, "Sorry, there was a disturbance here a moment ago. Can I ask your business at the Eastern Palace?"
Yes, we're here to make a report on some sightings we made on our travels here from Pyre's Water. Also, I'd like to know where you're taking that fellow.
Paladins are bad.
Yeah, I think he might have been mistaken when he said he was a paladin. I think he gets confused often.
Are you claiming that you wish to be a character witness for a paladin?
He's not a paladin. I will be a character witness for my friend.
Can you prove it?
Try and get him to do anything good.
So he holds out a pair of hand manacles and offers them to you and says, "Put these on and come with me.
All right.
We will attempt to prove your friend's guilt or innocence. You should know that lying about being a paladin is an offense in this country."
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sure he can take that. What is that? What is the punishment for that?
Much less than being a paladin.
Well, that's good.
You will be judged before the Chancellor.
And what does this test entail? Does this involve water or burning?
So he's just sitting there waiting for you to put the manacles on.
Oh, yeah, I'm talking
Okay.
as I put them
All right. Yeah. All right. So you two are led away at Shades. Rick Jax, let's cut back to you. You're walking out of a magic shop with a new arcane focus that you've bought for 25 gold pieces, correct?
Sounds great. Yep.
Did you also want to pick up a materials component bag, which I think also costs 25 gold pieces?
Well, I think, to be honest, I don't have enough gold for all of that. So,
Very well.
But I do want to get a little bit of powder or sand and a little bit of fleece.
Okay. Yeah. You can just like store that in a bag somewhere.
Okay.
The elven wizard whom you speak with is just like, all of our products here are locally sourced. Everything is better than where you come from. We ensure the highest level of quality.
Sounds great. I appreciate the availability of these things, and
Yes,
It's-
you should show appreciation.
I will
towards
show. Where's Runa? I'll go find Runa now.
Okay. I mean, you see Runa looking up at the sky where there's like a metallic bird taking off. Hal is like juggling 2 packages of spice and a goat. He's got like the goat by the reins and is trying to get the goat to go in the wagon.
Excellent. I'm going to show Runa this really cool mirror. It's very elaborate, but I show him this mirror I just got.
Very, very nice, Rick Jax.
I have interesting plans for this mirror. So once
Does it involve hygiene?
yeah, it might. But yeah, I feel empowered lately. I don't know what's going on, but for some reason I feel called to get this item. So
Very well.
I was just like,
something's-
I know what that's like.
yeah. Yeah. Not as much as Hal though.
He's like, oh, cool. Where'd you? Is that an arcane focus?
I believe it is. I believe it's something I can focus on, and I have these energies swelling in me, and somehow this is going to allow me to cast these forth.
Where did you pick that up? I was looking to get some material components for some of my spells.
Dude, at that store right there.
All right, so he's just like, all right, yeah. He goes over there. He doesn't realize he's still leading the goat with him.
Pal, I'll take the goat.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. I've got a little absent-minded lately. I haven't been sleeping well.
Right.
Had these dreams.
I'll put the rest of the stuff that he bought in the cart for him.
Okay. Yeah, it's like a huge pile of spices and a goat.
I got the strength for it.
As he walks away, he's just like, "Go curry, go curry." Can't get that back in Pear Valley. Rick Jax, Runa, you guys are together. When you say you hate curry, like the whole street falls silent all of a sudden. The person who's playing the harp, the two people who are debating about the efficacy of arrowroot, the shop vendor whose shop you're at, even your horse Winslow turns to look at you.
Who said that?
Rick Jackson look at you too. It's like,
I
okay.
didn't say that. I love curry. Curry's delicious.
Suddenly the music picks up again. Everybody turns and goes back to what they're doing. Is this Mortrick being led away in chains?
Yep.
He looks way too happy.
Expression.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm obviously a paladin. I haven't done anything wrong.
Right? Look at all these paladin muscles.
Runa, Rick Jax, what's going on? You guys are together. Hal has stepped away.
So I need to ask around. Now, I'm asking around for the directions to the seaweed. That was the tavern, right?
That's close enough.
Okay. A tavern or a bar or whatever it is. But yeah, start asking around. In fact, I want to go back to the component shop, to the fellow that just sold stuff to me, and ask him if he knows where I can get to the seaweed.
So you're in there and he's negotiating with Hal, and you can see he's just like, "Good sir, not only am I twice your age, but I am disgusted to be serving a warlock of all things. Never in my 150 years of proprieting this shop has one ever dared to grace my door. There are rules of hospitality in this place, but none of them apply to you. I had to work for years of study to get to where I am within the Arcanium. And you think you can just sell part of your soul? I'm better than you. All of us are better than you. And I will not serve you here." And then he like looks over and Rick Jack is like, "Oh, hello, welcome back. Can I help you?"
Yeah, I need directions to the seaweed.
As a fellow proprietor of Arcane Arts, I must warn you away from such a establishment.
Okay, understood. I appreciate the warning, but I've got business. I need to talk to someone there.
I see. You will find it dockside in the 1st district. It has a large red sign with 3 wiggling seaweeds.
Okay, and I would like you, if you would, reconsider and give the components, not to give, but we'll purchase the components that my colleague here is looking for. I can tell you that my party and I are keeping an eye on him, and so far there has been no untoward reason to be concerned about him.
Oh, interesting. Standing up for Hal. Make a persuasion check.
Oh yeah, I suck at that. And
The only one that rolls ones on persuasion and deception is the only one that has skill in it.
don't jinx me now.
So bitter.
13.
So he looks at you, Rick Jax, and you can see that he respects you to some degree, even if you're not an elf or a full wizard. And he sighs towards Hal and says, I will charge you double the normal price, but I will allow you to purchase from this store. You should be extremely grateful for my benevolence on behalf of your friend.
Excellent.
Is this a rat that's stomach is bloated with ration? Oh my goodness.
That's awesome.
Sometimes I look over at this show.
Nick, can you flip through some of the past drawings whenever you get a chance? Like, look.
I haven't done that many actually since because I was on that one forever.
Yeah, I mean, look, this one is
That one's great.
excellent.
Come on, they're great.
Oh, that was.
Oh, I wanted to see that one go too. That one looked nice. Yeah.
What are we looking at here?
I don't know. It was just pre-stream.
Just
Doodle.
pre-stream. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Looks nice.
Yeah, it looks good.
And then I think just muscle guys.
Okay.
Hitting guy. Yeah, and then this dude with the hand. Yep.
Yeah. I
That's
guess
what we got so far.
Was that bald bearded jalapeno?
It kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah.
You know.
That's what she looks like when she wakes up in the morning.
Where do we want to go next? Do we want to follow the story of Cazador and Mortrick being arrested, or do we want to follow Runa, Rick, Jax, and Hal heading to the seaweed? Oh, sorry, and of course, Cazador is carrying Lilwyn wherever he goes.
Yeah, I'd say let's do that because let's get this new character in here more.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
You all are taken into the antechamber of the Eastern Palace, and a guard is set to watch over you. Mortrick is chained to the floor, so like through a hook. In here, there's some very nice marbleated benches, some fainting couches, lots of silks hanging. It's clear that beyond in the next room, there's definitely some sort of luncheon service going on. But the guards nearby like gives you a moment of privacy. Right, he's not listening in on your conversation. He's turned away. He's watching the front door, which is his job. He's not close enough to hear in unless you guys get loud.
All right, so I'm gonna say to
Mortrick,
Kat,
whatever you just do, you're not a paladin. Don't
right,
do
but
paladin things.
those people are well respected. So I thought, hey, they're looking for paladins. It was worth a try. It was.
I don't know what's going on here, but whatever it is, you are not a paladin.
Well, clearly they're after the mouse in your purse.
You didn't see that.
I was standing right over there. The whole
Make a perception check, Mortrick.
perception.
That sounds like
I
something
assume
we'll
sort
let the
of
dice
thought-
decide.
Sorry. Okay. Oh, you saw it. Okay.
Oh yeah, you saw that.
Shit out of it. That's a 19, by the way, for those at home. He saw the shit out of it.
Can I
Be
crawl
like,
out
yeah,
of his bag and turn back into an elf?
You can, but I want to remind you there is a guard in this room.
Oh, I thought you said he wasn't looking.
He's not looking now,
Okay.
but
He's,
every
like,
once in a
standing.
while he turns back over. But yeah, I mean,
like
it could
Cass.
be-
I want to just peek my mouse head out of the bag then.
okay.
Okay. So I was gonna look in the bag, but then I see the mouse head come out of the bag. I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? I don't know what's going on. He isn't gonna know either. So we might need your help to fix this situation. I mean, I can handle it, but if I can't handle it, we might need your help. But you might want to get back in there, and then I'll push your little mousy head back. Then I'm gonna.
Lilwyn, are you used to being touched by
Yeah, that's
an
I
outsider?
bite him.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Ow!
Yeah.
Ow!
Yeah, that sounds like I picked her up gently.
So
You don't
roll
walk
1d4.
You don't go poking.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna yell to the guard and be like, "How long are we gonna wait out here?"
He turns toward you and says, "Paladins are bad," and then turns away from you again.
Oh, Cass, ask him how long we're gonna wait out here.
I want to speak.
I
to
mean,
him.
I'm just trying to make this point clear, Mortrick. We're not paladins. I've told him
Yeah.
we're not paladins. Also, lying about being a paladin is also a crime.
Well, right, but then like once you lie about a thing, you can't really tell people that you're not that thing anymore because.
No,
then
this
they-
time you're telling
You remember
people
what
they're
happened
not
on the
that thing
bridge just
anymore.
like one town ago?
Yeah, but this isn't that time. This is the time when we tell
Oh.
them that you're not a paladin.
All right, I'm gonna yell to the guard again and be like, "I'm not a paladin." Still not a paladin.
So as you
I'm not a
yell,
paladin. Nonsense.
someone pushes into the room through a bead curtain from where the luncheon is happening. He's wearing a very jaunty hat on top of his guard uniform with a feather in it. The feather is purple, and he's got a pretty swag cape that looks like it's made out of some nice crushed velvet.
Wow, I was just saying, I wish capes were more socially acceptable nowadays.
Right?
So as he approaches you, he says, "Capes are always socially acceptable here in Havens. We created fashion and culture.
You guys know what's going
You're
on.
welcome."
I like it. Hey, so anyway, case of mistaken identity. The thing I'm a paladin, I'm not. If you-
Paladins are bad.
Well, yes. No,
My name
I
is
agree
Guard
with you.
Captain Borador
Those
Havilas, and
High hat jerks just need to be put in their place. However,
my understanding is that you confess to my guards that you are a paladin, and paladins are bad. If you have lied to them, that is also a crime. That will not put them in their place. If you have not lied to them, then that is a crime, and I will not put them in their place because they have done nothing wrong.
yeah, no.
No matter
they're
what
totally
outcome
clear.
happens here, you are the one who has committed a crime.
I just played a little joke, and I'm wondering what the sentence for joking is.
So he turns toward Cazador and says, "My guard tells me that you have a way of proving that this man is not a paladin."
He's yet to do something holy in my presence. I don't know. I'm not terribly familiar with the ways of the paladin. What type of paladins do you seek out? Anyway, that's beside the point, I suppose. He's definitely not a paladin.
So he pulls his sword out and turns to Cazador and says, "Do not move."
All right, I don't move.
Then he lays his sword beside your neck and starts like getting ready to golf swing to chop your neck off.
Who, me?
No, Cazador.
Oh.
Why? What am I? Why are you doing that? Why?
Whoa. He is definitely not a paladin, even if I was, which I'm not.
If you are a paladin, then when I cut his neck, you will be able to lay on hands him. And if not, then he will be dead, and it will still be your fault.
What if we
I
tried
also
something other
raised
than my neck?
a duck. Do you have like a duck weighing station in a pond, perhaps?
Nope. And then he like pulls his arms back and begins slicing down towards Cazador's neck. What do you do, Mordric?
I'm gonna cast.
I want to remind you, your hands are bound, so you can't cast anything somatic. You can only cast verbal.
Verbal. Does it say on here?
Yes, it'll say S or V for somatic or verbal.
Oh, V. Okay, there it is. And so what's D?
Sorry?
D? Oh, that's distance.
Yes.
And the slash means it can be either or.
Yes.
What's
What spell are
in?
you thinking of casting?
Hold person. Oh, wait. Hold on. Is that's enchantment, right?
It is, in fact, an
And
enchantment.
enchantment is the ones they don't like.
It is, in fact, ones that they don't like.
Don't
It is,
like.
in fact, punishable by death.
Yeah, they don't like that one.
You could prove that you aren't a paladin just in time to be put to death for being an enchanter.
That would be so.
I can't wait to see how this goes down. Did you say this will be so worth it?
So Mortrick.
Oh, yeah. It's also somatic, so you wouldn't be able to cast it anyway.
I thought it was either or. Does that mean it's?
No, it's verbal,
Also-
somatic, and it requires a material. So your hands have to be
so
free, and you have to speak
everything is
words.
somatic then.
Yeah. Not everything is somatic. There are just many spells that are.
Yeah, so all my stuff is somatic. And be like, I mean, I got nothing that I can cast. I'm just gonna have to say, I'm gonna bardically inspire Kaz and be like, duck and roll.
This is gonna go well.
Okay. He stops the sword at Cazador's neck and turns to look at you, and then shews it and says, "Good enough."
Oh,
That was the
great.
test.
That's all we had to do.
Clearly, if he was a paladin, and paladins save their companions, he would have sacrificed himself by jumping in the way of the blade.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, that's definitely not my friend. We had never
Man, those guys
worried.
are doofuses. Anyway, hey, we have some information we're here to deliver. Do you know who we can give that to?
You can give your information to me. because I'm going to need to take it down to fill out this fine slip.
Okay. Hey, will this information?
What is your name?
My name?
Yes.
It is Runa. Runa.
Understood.
Yeah.
I'm going to need a drop of your blood.
Okay.
So he pulls out a needle and then pricks your finger and then dabs some blood on a handkerchief. And then hand you a ticket. You, Runa, owe 25 gold pieces as a fine for falsely claiming to be a paladin. And he says, if you attempt to leave the country, we will use your blood in order to douse your location.
Sounds
Payment
good.
will be made. So he starts unlocking Cazador and says, I will get to you in a moment, Runa. It's just easier to remove this man's chains first.
No, I understand.
Yeah, you say you have information. Important
Yes,
information.
there is stuff that wants to murder you out in the ocean, and this man knows it all. And I'll point to Kaz.
Tell me more.
Yeah, on our way from Pyreswater, we encountered some blood Sahagan, and
That is terrible news.
Instead of harpies.
I've heard that
Harpies, they're these things.
they become so because of the fact that they recently killed elves. Is that the case?
I think they know how it works. We just need to tell them what's out there.
Well, I'm asking.
A ship of elves must have encountered a nest of Sahagin, and a battle must have taken place there. Where did you find these blood Sahagin?
About
On
2
the
weeks.
water.
On the water.
In the 2 weeks on the journey between Pyreswater and Havens.
Ah, the narrow strait then.
Yes, narrow strait.
Very well. Are you two perhaps powerful adventurers?
We are merely two members of a party of powerful adventurers.
I see. The king would be honored to receive you tonight to hear your information directly at the council meeting. There's a council meeting every night at 8. You will be fed, and there will be a festival, and the chancellor will play.
Hey, I have just quick question. While we were coming into the building, there was a minor kerfuffle with the princess, I believe, and she disappeared.
You've seen the princess.
Be worth.
If you see the princess, report her location immediately.
Why? What
what's
has she
the-
done?
The princess has not been obeying her father's orders.
I
She
see.
has become a problem, and the chancellor wants it solved.
Of course, we'll report her immediately.
There is a reward for her capture.
How much?
100 gold pieces.
Ooh, really? Interesting. Okay, so we just come back here at 8? Like, do we give our card to the guy at the gate and get let in, or
I will escort you in personally.
Okay, we have 2 friends. May they accompany?
we'll go pick up
Yes.
the adventuring party? Yeah.
All of your adventurers should come with you.
I
We
want
wish
to
to
do
honor all of you for what you have done to bring this information.
an insight check about what he said about the chancellor.
Okay. What are you looking to find?
So Mortrick is a avid purveyor of trashy romance novels in which viziers, chancellors.
I immediately was playing Never Gonna Dance Again in my head when you said that. Trashy romance novels. Full on saxophone solo. Okay. You, as a bard, believe that chancellors and viziers might be evil, correct?
Yeah.
I just want to head this off at the pass that traditionally Jafar type characters have been the bad guys.
Yeah.
So what are you looking to learn from this person who is not the chancellor?
So as he mentions the chancellor, and with the behavior of the guards, does it seem like they're under a spell or some sort? Yeah. Are they under some form of control?
Okay. I want to tell you that as players, you're allowed to make that judgment at any time based on actions that have happened.
Okay.
Your
Then I
character
will.
also wants to confirm that. If you're not sure, you can certainly also attempt it in character.
Okay. So no, I don't need to make the inside check then.
If you believe it, then Mortrick believes it. If you're
Mortrick-
not sure, then you
Yeah.
can make a check.
Okay. We're good then. We're good.
All right. You're like, we're dead set. Evil Chancellor, something's going down.
Right. I'd be like, okay, we're gonna go get my friends. I think we have a lead on the princess, so we'll bring her back too. We'll take care of all.
You know where the princess is?
No.
We don't know.
There's a reward for the
how
capture
much,
of the
how much is
princess.
the reward?
100 gold pieces.
Is there any way we could get an advance on that, like 25 gold
No.
at all?
No.
Okay, I just thought I'd ask. Okay, yeah, so we'll come back, what, at 8?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll
sometimes-
escort you personally.
Final question, is this going to be like a formal wear? Can we just wear day clothes, or is it like casual?
Your adventuring gear will be more than good enough, although your weapons should be surrendered.
Right, and of course. We will be getting them back on our way out, though, now, right?
You're wearing your weapons right now.
I thought they took our weapons off when they manacled us.
Oh, they took your weapon, Mordric.
Yeah, can I get
That's just because
my
they thought you were a
weapon
paladin. So yeah, he hands the blade over to you and says, "This is a cursed blade."
back? Allegedly cursed.
There's no allegedly. I am
It's-
an
it's-
elf blade master who has been holding the position of royal guard captain for longer than you've been alive. I know a cursed blade when I see one.
So like, could you give me a heads up on like a good curse or a bad curse?
Have you ever heard of a good curse?
Well, I mean, like, you know, not all curses are created equally. Like, on a scale of like, you know, 1 to melt your face off, where does this one land?
I am no blade identifier. Perhaps you should speak with someone more magically inclined. I can only tell you I feel the vibration of deep hunger and evil within it.
Alleged.
Truly a villain of legend must have wielded
Yeah.
this blade.
Alleged villain. He
Many
could
must have
possibly in prison.
died.
You have no idea. Anyway, I think our work is done here, Kaz.
Allow me to escort
Yes,
you out.
we have certainly talked enough. Let's get going.
Princess
wait.
Lilywin, for the first time in 6 weeks, you make it outside of the palace gates. In a bag.
As a mouse.
Technically inside a smaller bag because you're halfway through a ration.
How far outside the gates are we?
How far do you want to be before you do something?
When there's no guards that could probably see me.
Okay, yeah. So after, a few dozen steps, Cazador turns around a corner with Mortrick, and now you like peek your little head out. You don't think anybody can see you.
Okay, now I'll stop being a mouse.
Inside the bag?
I'll jump out of the bag.
Okay.
Half leap, turn into an elf.
An
and roll.
airbag explodes.
The bag explodes.
And I feel like this is a great place to take our break.
Yep.
So we'll be back in 8 minutes for the second half. Stick around. I want to know, are capes always in?
They are.
Let's find out
When
from
you-
the chat. YouTube comment section, Twitch chat, yes and no. Let us know. Dial
No
it
capes.
in 1-800-MORTRICK.
Yeah,
That might
send
be
all your
one too many
messages.
numbers. Tweet at McComiker. Let him know, yes or no.
I think that's enough letters, actually.
Stick around. No, I think Mortrick has one too many letters, right? Because it needs to be 7 and not 8.
You could just take the C off and put a K there.
Mortrick.
More trick.
All right, we'll be back. All right, we're out. We got 8 minutes, guys.
All right.
Cotton,
great.
sorry it took me a little while to bring you in there, but we had some
fine.
business.
It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, this has been a blast.
Yeah.
So I didn't mention it on stream, but I've attempted to have a player play an important NPC before, and they hated it and thought it was awful. But I decided to try it again. So Cotton's playing someone I was going to have be a major part. I've informed her of some of what's going on from her point of view.
Great.
Try not to let her die. That'd be very upsetting.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'll try.
Yeah.
Okay.
Todd, you having fun?
Yeah.
Cool. Hopefully, next session you can get more action in there. There's,
Look, we have a whole second half of the session to,
Yeah.
She could be back next week if we don't finish this up.
Yeah. next week.
Aerosido's scheduled in for April. All right, I'm gonna go refill this water bottle because I've been coughing all night.
all right. I think we're getting our routine down better. Nick, what do you say?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
We got a system we're developing.
yeah.
It's
We got
great.
like our Fafford and Gray Mouser thing going, maybe. You know, like I'm the straight man, you're the
Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be great.
foil. I think your character might be a Lance. I don't know. AP would be able to really find that better. You know, like there's the TV tropes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm not quite sure. Lance might be a little bit too strong a word.
I'm gonna go refill my water. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same.
Are you not eating these? Because I know you didn't like them too much.
But yeah, I was gonna post this midway drawing to the Discord.
Ooh,
Yeah.
what you drawing?
I think I need to do. You know, I'm doing some prep work for next week. Maybe if I don't finish it this week for cat, like having a proper Kaz drawing, which I haven't done yet. So get that going.
Nice.
Are you guys drawing anything, Bearded?
Yeah, I was drawing those cards before we started, but unless I'm drawing on stream, I like to not because it splits my focus.
Yeah, sure. That flaming bird thing was pretty awesome.
Yeah, right.
So for my maneuvers, I picked pushing, distracting, goading.
Yeah, so when I went to the drop-down menu in D&D Beyond, it only had Way of the Open Hand, so I just chose that one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I don't know why I
Second
didn't have all of
master.
them.
I mean, you should really. I mean, here, if you need a tool, I can link you one where you can pick them.
I mean, it's a cool class, so I'd be interested in playing it. But yeah, I don't know why I have all of the downloadables, so I don't know why it's not letting me pick anything but that for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, I'll hook you up, man. What's the thing?
But it also changes a couple of other things. So
Let me message it to you in the Discord. Are you online on Discord or?
yeah, I'm online.
Okay. Yeah, if you go there and then you scroll down, you'll see at the top class features, info, official resource. Then you'll have all the 4 classes. So you got Drunken Master, 4 Elements, Kansai, Long Death, Open Hand, Shadow, and Sun Soul.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted you to pick one that you'll have fun with.
I think I'll have fun with it. I honestly didn't really know which one I wanted to choose for Runa anyways.
Oh, have you not picked one yet?
I did.
Oh, what'd you go with?
I picked the open hand technique.
Are you done? Or?
No, it's break.
Cool. Cube.
With the
Alright,
size
sounds
of
good.
our canopy,
Well, she's been doing a
change
lot
the
more,
top to
you know,
white,
meditating than drinking. So
10 by 10 or 8 by 8.
the way I've been playing her
Well,
kind of
the
leads her to that
top
more than anything.
was more like.
Yeah, I mean, we
8,
spent 4
and then
weeks
the
on the
feet
ship versus
went
like the
down to
1 or 2
about
days
10.
in Apple Valley.
Yeah. I
4
figured it
days.
could be like
I'd have to
practice
remeasure, but I think
or
it's
whatever.
probably we would want an 8
Yeah.
foot by 8.
The calmness of the sea combined with the, because I mean, you're naturally inclined to, like, you're sort of in your opposite element, right, with water. I guess the air would be the opposite of earth, but water's pretty close.
It's not the greatest.
Well, Kaz feels for you. He did not enjoy, and we're on islands now too, so it's like we're far away from any mountain. It's pretty crappy.
Just never catch a break.
I mean, I guess he caught a break with the first thing. He was like in a mountain hold, dwarven. It's like exactly where he wanted to be.
Do you remember the name of our canopy?
Hmm?
Do you remember the name of our canopy?
No, not at all.
Because I only see 10 by 10.
What?
I only see 10 by 10. It's like there's no 8 by 8.
It might be officially a 10 by 10 then, because it does take 10 by 10 space. I just know that it wasn't really 10 across the top.
Working on these cards all day and night. I could get, I think, 5 more done before the 14th. So 3 more tomorrow, and then, or maybe 4 tomorrow, and then 1 in the morning.
And this is
Okay.
for a game.
Yeah, it's for a card game.
Cool. About how long do you take per one? Like, how rendered are they?
It's just black and white line, so it's not like too rendered. But
Okay.
I do comic book shading and stuff like that with the inks, so a little more time than just line work.
Yeah.
But they seem to be liking it, and I can usually get a handful, like 2 or 3 done. But actually, I did a different process today and just made all of the layouts for everything. And then put them all as tabs on Clip Studio, and I was just like, wasn't feeling one, I'd go to another one. If I wasn't feeling that, I'd go to another one. And each one
Right.
needs like 3 or 4 iterations of sketches, so I actually got 5 to sketch out today, which was nice.
That's awesome.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. If you got like a battery of things to do, just
Yeah.
like bounce between the ones you're having fun with.
Yep. I can show you, just don't. Can I share my screen? It'll probably mess up this thing. Dang.
What's up?
I was thinking of just screen sharing, but I think it might mess up his.
I think it'll
Yeah,
find me.
the layout probably.
Yeah, probably. I bet he wouldn't like that.
I have returned.
What-
That doesn't
What
sound
have
like
I
something
ever
I'd like.
cared?
What is it I wouldn't like?
Like,
Nothing.
You guys ready to go back?
Yep.
Let's do
Yep.
it.
Yep.
All right. Sorry, I'm late. I got cat aggroed.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Connor, you say halftime sketch? What am I looking at here? Is this
Yeah.
Cazador being super beefy?
Yeah. Just working out the basic model for Kaz.
wait, where are you at, Connor?
I put it into Discord in AP's Discord.
Yeah, the on the tabletop Discord
Just
channel.
kind of
Wait,
again a
there's
little bit
what?
there.
There's
Looks
another
good.
Discord?
Yeah,
Discord
there's
sucks.
it's my Discord.
Yeah.
I'm gonna invite. Or is it too much for you?
Very nice.
Thanks.
Just
Nice.
Discord.
You know,
Can't
I haven't
invite.
actually done Kaz like properly yet. Like the first time I was kind of nervous. So
Yeah, I've been trying some of your techniques in my cards, and I'm really digging it.
cool, man. That's good.
Awesome.
I can't wait to see what you got cooking there, Bearded.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw this link in notes or what do you call that on YouTube?
I don't know.
Description section. So y'all can take a look at it at home. If you're watching live, it's in chat.
Sweet.
Okay, so where did we leave off? The princess had leaped out of the bag, becoming a full-sized elf.
I believe it's leapt.
So Mortrick dies.
I'll
Mortrick,
allow it. No, I'll
an
allow it.
assassin strike takes Mortrick out.
No. If there's one thing I know this week, it's that I'm going to be apologizing for all the mistakes I've made. So yeah, no, you're correct. It could be that the princess leapt from the bag. As she does, a trail of ration crumbles fall from the mouse's mouth and cover the front of her dirty clothing. This clothing looks like it was very, very high quality silks and fine adornments once, but now it's dirty and unwashed and dinged
Alright,
up.
as soon as I see her come out of the bag, I want to like look around to make sure that we're isolated and we're
Not that isolated. You're just in the middle of a regular street.
Okay. Whoa! Not yet! How many people here know your face?
I don't know.
Kaz, do you have a cloak or something?
Nearby, two people are
Right.
talking, and you can hear one of them go, "Man, it sure has gotten pretty nice around here lately. A lot of money flowing from the palace. But have you seen all the posters for the princess? They say that she keeps trying to escape." And one of them just like, "Yeah, there's one over there. Let's go take a look at it."
Do I have like a cloak or anything?
Do you have a cloak?
I don't know.
I've
I
got a
just- I have,
better
like,
roll.
You know what you have is a character sheet with an inventory, and if it
Yeah.
says you have a cloak, then you have a cloak, and if it doesn't say you have a cloak, you don't have it.
Is
I have a
that just,
bedroll,
like-
but
You're just gonna throw a bedroll over the princess.
no.
What comes in? Oh, I have fine clothes. Okay.
Lilwyn, while they're arguing how to throw clothing over you, what are you doing?
She's rapidly speaking in Elvish.
I'd
And
be like, yeah, just
Looking
keep
at
talking,
them.
lady. We don't know what's going on either. But you need to put this on, and I'll throw my fine clothes at her because my common clothes. 'cause
We haven't a clue about that infernal language, but I don't think you're safe here.
did you say it's infernal?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not
I mean, I don't know
That's
what you elves are up to, but yeah, I don't understand
Yeah.
a word of it.
I'm sorry for him, but he is super racist.
Accidentally a lot.
Wow, this Cazador is racist thing just keeps getting legs.
What kind of clothes did you give her?
I threw the common clothes at her because
So these are common human peasant clothes.
Do you
Yeah,
expect me to wear these?
I mean, I expect you to wear those, or like get your cookies hauled back to the castle. It's up to you, or you can hop back in Kaz's bag.
So the two guys who are looking at the poster, one of them turns and says,
I'm gonna head over to them.
yeah, so one of them turns and says, "Ah, welcome, human.
Hey, what's this?
Look at this
Oh,
fine illustration.
Someone's missing. Oh, do you think there's
Palace
a...
artisan has himself drawn the princess in great likeness. Look
That's
at the
a
fine detailing.
princess?
A human hands could never create something this fine.
You're probably right.
And look
We
at this.
are-
Look at the
what-
paper quality. You don't get
Oh,
this level
Is
of
that bone china?
no. Look at the thread count here. You know, we don't make
It's
paper without at
something.
least 800.
This is super nice. Yeah.
Put your hand on it. Feel it. Feel it.
Oh, I'm caressing the shit out of that paper.
When
Like,
you
oh,
return to your lands,
good.
speak of how great the elves are. Remind them that Havens is the greatest country in the world.
Pretty sure when I get home, I'm just gonna burn all of our paper because it could never be this good.
The second guy nods and is just like, "That's a very wise move."
Yeah.
You
yeah.
haven't seen this woman, have you?
Who is this again? It says princess here.
This is the crown princess Lilwyn.
Oh, why? What? Where'd she go? Wait.
Oh, well, according
What
to
is that?
this, I know you can't read our superior.
Yeah. No, I can't.
She's been attempting to escape from the palace for the last 6 weeks. She's been rather rebellious. Her parents are very disappointed in her and are worried she might accidentally get out. There's a reward for her
Trying
return.
to escape, do you think?
The princess is always being rambunctious.
Yeah, princesses, you know, right?
The first guy turns and says, I heard from one of the palace maids that she hasn't cleaned her room in 6 weeks. She won't allow anyone to go in there.
Well,
Lilwen, Cazador, you're listening to this conversation.
divas. So
What are you doing with these clothes, Lilwen? You've been handed these common human peasant clothes. They smell better than your current clothing, certainly. They might look a little better, possibly. I mean, certainly your clothes would be better once they get a good wash.
I wanna. I forgot his name already. I'm so sorry.
More trick?
More trigger Kaz.
Who's ever standing in front of me right now?
Cazador.
Kaz.
Okay. She turns to Kaz and says, "Where am I going to change? I can't just change right here."
I agree. I don't know why he threw those clothes at you. I think we need to duck into an aisle and alleyway or something. And I have a friend who's more familiar with these kinds of things, but we need to get out of eyesight and have you disappear someplace. I mean, I don't know why they're after you. At some point, you need to explain that. We covered for you back there, but that'll only get you so far.
Anyway, find me a place to change.
And I look around, and I'm not familiar with the city. I look for an alleyway.
Oh yeah, no, there's plenty of alleyways here.
Okay.
The city has, you've never seen a city so sophisticated. It has a grid layout. Everything is cross streets. You know, it's not just whatever road passes in front of people's houses, building outwardly from that. Someone planned this city.
Like Salt Lake City. Just as creepy.
Or Philadelphia.
I find an alleyway and say, "Why don't you duck down there, and I will stand outside here."
I can't change out in the open.
Not in an alleyway.
No.
Okay, then I suppose we have to find our friends. Do you know where the seaweed is?
Do I know where that is?
You've never heard of a low-end tavern run by criminals.
What are you talking about?
Okay, well, that's where we're gonna meet our friends. I mean, do you know a place where you want to change?
I don't know. Find a bathhouse or something.
Okay.
From around the corner, two guys wearing togas walk around and go, "Did you see the bugbear in that bathhouse? Disgusting creature."
As if
Oh,
on
and he
cue.
turns and looks and sees that there's a bunch of non-elves there, and then switches to Elven. And his companion switches to Elven as well. And you can see that they're looking at Cazador and Mortrick and definitely talking about them.
What did I
Yeah,
say about
just keep
We're-
walking, buddy.
Oh, they're just like, they'll let anyone into the bathhouses these days. I mean, look at that one. That dwarf walking around in full plate. Can you imagine needing armor like that? It's ridiculous.
I'm
It
gonna
must
come
be
back
from
over.
a country that isn't capable of defending itself.
I'm gonna come back over and be like, "Yep, sounds like the bathhouse is gonna work. We'll go in first, clean it out, and then you can come in and change." How's that sound? That sounds like a terrible idea. You need to get in there and get those clothes on.
Don't tell me what to do.
All right, fine. It's 100 gold. It's looking real tempting right now.
Yeah, look, Fish. We're inclined to help you, but you need to help us. I mean, if you want to change into the bathhouse, we can walk you towards there. And so I guess we make our way. I mean, I'm gonna start moving in that direction.
Are you still holding the clothes for her?
I'm gonna. Yeah. Yes. No.
Okay.
I've given her the clothes. My clothes. I have some nice clothes. Kaz has some nice clothes, but unfortunately they're a dwarven size.
Yeah. Good luck getting elf and dwarf clothes. You guys are both super racist.
I like how Mortrick is the pinnacle of non-racism in his own mind. Perfectly unbiased.
And we're like, okay,
I am not
you
racist.
guys get this clothes thing situated. I'm gonna go figure out where the seaweed is, and then I'm gonna wander off and try and figure out where the seaweed is.
the real instigator, of course, of this whole racist thing was you, Mordred. But anyway, let's.
Lilowin, you're in a confusing position now. The human is walking away, talking about seaweed again. Maybe he's hungry. Cazador keeps moving towards a bathhouse, gesturing for you to follow him.
I'll follow him to the bathhouse.
Okay. The bathhouse attendant outside just like, any may enter our superior establishment here for no cost at all. We wish that all of any race might remain clean. Will your companion servant require help with his armor? For a small fee, we can have an attendant.
I don't need any servant. And
So they're speaking Elvish to each other.
Okay, right, sorry.
This is turned him. Do you need help with your armor?
I don't need any help. Let's get going.
No, he doesn't need help.
Very well. Please enter the bathhouse at your leisure.
I guess I'll go take a bath and then get changed.
Cazador, as you're outside, the bathhouse attendant is just like, are you sure you don't want to enter? All of our water is naturally infused with sub-aquifer minerals and warmed to the perfect temperature for the body.
That just means it came out of elf toilet.
Soothing mineral bath, which can provide much relief to sore muscles.
I've seen enough water for months. Let's just get on with it. And I say, no, I'll wait out here.
Very well. Lilowin, it takes some serious scrubbing, and there's no one to help you. There's no maids or attendants who wash your hair and then rebraid it for you. There's nobody to help you get into your clothes. You have to get your arm through your own clothing. It's shocking. It's not tough. It's just shocking. You're not used to it.
When I come back,
There's buttons. There's buttons, right? You've heard of buttons before, but that's not a thing they do around here. So you button up a nice men's shirt and some men's trousers and a little cap. But you're looking a lot more like the princess right now. Like, not clothes-wise, but now that you're not dirty anymore.
all right, so I'm gonna come back. Well, after I figured out, I'm
You're
gonna
looking
come
for
back
Runa and
after-
Rickjacks, right? Let's cut to Runa and Rickjacks. You guys are headed to the seaweed, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. Hal helps you find the seaweed rather easily. He's just takes one look at the establishment and is like, I'll wait outside, shall I?
That might be for the best.
So, in a town where everything is made out of wood, this is probably the only metallic structure that you've ever seen. It's like corrugated steel. Everything is like wavy and it's like a tin shack essentially, but like a big tin shack. And there's very tough looking elf dudes with like full arm tattoos of a dragon coming out of the water. All of them have the same tattoo along their right arms. Most of them have additional tattoos on their faces, necks. Some of them are displaying their torso, where you could see like all the way down to the stomach or even further. More tattoos. The only thing that none of them have is a tattoo on the left arm.
Like the entire left arm?
Yep, any part of the left arm, no tattoo. And they're all like sizing you up as you approach. Most of them are looking at Runa and they're just kind of like, eh. But when Rickjacks approaches, a couple of them flash you some of those thieves' cants.
That's good. So, to the group again. Our mission was to come talk to this guy to get more information about the flute, right? Anyone else remember?
We got
Yeah,
you
I
this
think
as
so.
an invitation to possibly get you some contacts in the underworld, as well as more skills as far as being a thief and general badass.
Yeah, I don't think the seaweed is directly tied in with the quest for the flute,
Oh, bloody hell.
but it's just like it's our way in. It's one of our ways into this settlement.
All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, through Thieves' Cant, I'll just tell these guys we're, my friends and I are adventurers, and we're just looking for general information on the lay of the land. What's going on in this town, what's happening.
So the first guy tries greeting you in a combination of Thieves' Can and Elven before switching over to Gnomish and says, "Greetings, small one. It is not often we see your kind around here walking in the sunlight."
Yeah, I have just cause, or not just cause, but I've had a lot of stuff going on in my life that driven me up above ground. So you don't see very many deep gnomes anywhere. I haven't come across any in quite a while.
I notice that you bear accoutrements of one who is skilled in the arcane arts. Are you perhaps a trickster by trade?
It could be. I think I'm new at the arcane side of things. Definitely
You have come
feeling
to
it.
the right place.
All right.
All of us here are masters of enchantment and illusion.
Oh, fantastic.
We have no concern for your adventuring parties' wills and oaths. But if you wish to step inside and address yourself to the boss, you may speak with the father.
That sounds very good. Let's do that. So I'm going to pass along all that information to Runa so that she's up and in the know. So are we both invited in?
No, just you.
Well,
You're,
then,
you're the only one who's cool.
yeah, I'm the only
You
cool
don't bring
guy.
your normie friend into the gang enclave.
Well, I'll be like, you know what? This is my companion. I'd really like to
I'm
have
not
her
part
come
of the
on.
fandom. I'll just wait out here.
Yeah. All right. All right, in I go
So
then.
no, when you say that, he's like, very well, she may enter as well.
So
Would you
Runa,
refuse our hospitality, madam?
Certainly not. Lead the way.
So when you go inside, it's pretty clear you've stepped into a drug den. There's like a hazy smoke that crawls along the ceiling. There are many people with long pipes smoking various kinds of herbs, which have a variety of smells. Some of them pleasant, some of them less so. You begin to get a tingling at the edge of your mind, letting you know that the smoke is more than just, mere tobacco. Lots of people in here have unraveled and unwinded. There's some wrestling matches going on in a corner, some drinking in another. Tattoo art is taking place, but mostly people are smoking. The elf who's escorting you takes you towards a back room where there is a very short, wizened elf. And if he looks old, he must be ancient. He's got like a scraggly white beard that has turned into like a weird Z-like, and it seems like it's solidly there. Like he must have put something to hold it in that position. And just a few thinning hairs on his head left. And in common, he says, "I welcome you to my establishment. I am Kanahare Edrar, but you may call me Father Edrar, or Father Ed. I am the father of this city. There is nothing that happens here that I do not know about. I understand that you are recently off a boat, Rick Jax, and that you, Runa, have a fine outstanding.
I have a what? I've only just arrived.
According to my information that my runners have received, you owe a fine of 25 gold pieces for impersonating a paladin."
That sounds like more trick.
more trick.
I'll roll my eyes and
So there is nothing here
One
that
of
we do
my
not
okay.
see. Why have you come to this establishment? Do you wish to join my family?
So I'll give him a deep bow out of respect, just so that I'm, start off with a courtesy, and just say, you know what, my party and I are just passing through town, but I was given some advice from our ship's captain to come contact you, that you might be able to help me perhaps understand the kind of like this power, this calling that I felt suddenly.
have you blossomed into becoming a trickster, an arcane trickster?
It seems that I have. So
Magic flows through elf veins. Perhaps it calls to the dark, deep gnomes as well.
I believe it does, but I just need a little bit of guidance to get started.
If you were to become a guest member of our society, I would be pleased to teach you personally for the next week.
I'm not sure if we're going to be here a whole week, but if we are, I will gladly take up your hospitality, your invitation.
In order to become a guest member, you must receive our mark.
I knew tattoos would be involved. What's the mark?
So he says, you must bear the celestial water dragon of our people upon your left arm, to know, so that any who may gaze upon you know that you are one of us.
Left arm, not the right arm?
Left arm. The right arm is for those of elven blood.
Oh, understood. You know what? I'll actually agree to that.
So he says, he stands up and says, I will do the tattoo myself. And the guy who led you in there is shocked. He's like, hashtag shook. But yeah, the guy just begins pulling out a leather bag with tattooing supplies. And he says, sit down, take a drink, take a smoke. This will take a while, and it will be painful.
You know, I'm game for it. Let's go.
So, Runa, the guy who escorted you in here, looks kind of anxiously at you and says, perhaps you would be more comfortable at the bar.
Perhaps I would, and I'll go with him.
Yeah, so he leads you away. He gets to the bartender and says something to him in Elvish, and the bartender pours a drink out for you. It looks just like water, but he poured it from a pretty nice-looking bottle.
I'll take a decent-sized swig of it. Get it all in my mouth.
It's kind of a very dry wine. You know, it's got like a berry flavor to it. It's not bad.
Alright.
Alcohol content seems a little heavy. Kazdor, Mortrick, Lilith. Oh, sorry. Let's start with Mortrick. You are looking for the seaweed.
Yeah.
All right, so you encountered the seaweed. There's a bunch of tough-looking guys outside. There's only 3 now. They see you approaching, and they give you the keep moving glance.
I'll be like, not a problem, and I'm just gonna turn around and start going back the way I came.
Kazdor, Lilowin. Lilowin, you exit the bathhouse. The attendant bows to you as you leave and says, I apologize, madam. You look familiar. But I can't...
Before I left the bathhouse, I wanted to take all my hair and shove it into the hat.
Okay. Yeah, no. She just says, have we met before? I can't place your face.
Well, we met when I was walking in here.
Before that, did we perhaps attend school together?
That's possible.
I see. What is your family name?
You know what? I gotta go find my friend.
Kazdor, you're standing there watching this very awkward conversation.
But I can't
Oh,
understand
there
why.
he is.
That's true, but you do notice a very suddenly nervous Lilowin. I mean, for you, that's basically just all of the Lilowin you've ever known, but
Yeah.
And she suddenly points to the door.
Look, man, we have to go. We have to go. We have an appointment. I have to take you there. Look, we can't fraternize with all these attendants. Let's get going.
I must be on my way. It says we have an appointment, and I'll just kind of shuffle out the door.
Blessing of the Grove. You shuffle out. Kazdor, you're escorting Lilowin.
Okay, I'm walking in the direction of Mortrick. We're gonna need some explanation soon, but I want to know more
Oh,
about.
am I back there now?
Mortrick and Kazdor, you meet halfway through the town. Right at the borderline. It's where Mortrick was going to wait for you.
And
He
where
was looking out night and day.
Is she with you?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm like, what did you let her wash for? She looks like her now. I'm gonna pick some mud up off the street and throw it at her. They're like, you need to stay incognito. Don't you know anything?
There actually isn't any mud here.
There's
all
no
of
mud here.
All of the streets are cobblestone lined and rather clean.
God, I hate this place so much. Why did you let her bathe? Anyway, I guess we can't do anything about it now. Okay. I know where the seaweed is.
As you're walking away, Mortrick, you see someone harassing you from a pulpit on the side of the road. It's just like, that's right, human. Keep walking away. You know nothing about culture. You seem like one of those suave bard types. Everyone knows that the lute is a superior form of musical element. Spoken word is for losers.
I mean, as much as I want to agree with you, on principle, I cannot.
Then shall we battle here and now?
I mean, I guess if you're up for being embarrassed in front of all your buddies here, then let's go for it.
Shall we make it a musical battle then? We shall express our love for our various forms of art in that form of art.
Sounds perfect.
I'll even give you a handicap. I will only recite words in common.
That's very big of you.
I'm not sure if we have time to be engaged.
Oh, it's too late. A bard duel has been declared. Everyone knows that bard law.
He has thrown the
So several of his friends begin moving around to form a circle between the two of you. This guy just starts like hopping. He begins doing like some hip hop moves, shifting his feet around. Someone hands him a lute. And he just starts like stretching with the lute. He plucks a few like notes real quick and then tunes the pegs, and he's just like, I'm ready to begin whenever you are.
Let's do this thing.
All right, let's make opposed performance checks. What is it you're saying as part of your spoken word performance?
I'm going to say... part of my spoken word performance.
You need to prove that spoken word is better than
Then
recitation via lute.
Yeah. I don't know.
You can't defend your own chosen form of art?
I mean, I barely believe in my form of art. I only did this to get a scholarship.
Then maybe you need to insult his form of art.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm definitely thinking.
You know what it is? If you can't defend your point, you need to attack the enemies.
yeah, that's definitely Mortrick's play.
like 8 Mile.
Yeah.
Tell him all the shitty things about you.
What is... Oh, it's... I don't have the opposite of bardic inspiration, do I yet?
You do not.
No.
What is that even called?
Cutting words?
Cutting words, yeah.
Yes.
It's probably an enchantment anyway.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? I don't know. I'm terrible at this kind of stuff legit. I don't...
Should have gone to those classes.
Yeah, should have been. I don't know. I'm just gonna get up there and I'm gonna say to the crowd in spoken word fashion words.
I just want to say I'm very surprised that Mick is speechless. This is catching me off guard.
He was so quick to jump in on this, but now he doesn't know what to do.
History in the making.
Yeah, no. I don't.
Sneeze.
All right, so this guy looks at Mortrick like standing there starting, and then he starts playing his lute, and he's like, spoken word is for losers and lamers. Look at this human scum. He can't even get what's in his mouth out from his bum. Everyone knows spoken word is the most pithy of arts. And if only he could do something more than stand around with farts.
I mean, I'm just gonna give him the slow clap. I'm like, that was beautiful. That was
You're gonna let him win? You're conceding defeat in this hard battle?
I'm just gonna slow clap him like, all I had was you're a prissy stuck-up bitch. I don't know. I hate to be racist, but you all seem to like run true to type, and then I'm just gonna walk away.
Okay, yeah.
Then I'm gonna get back to Kaz, and I'm gonna be like, listen, Don't tell anyone about that, okay? It's embarrassing. It's never happened to me before. I promise it won't happen again. All right? Let's not ever speak about this, ever, to anyone.
Lilywin, you can hear in Elvish, they're loudly declaring how badly that human got owned.
And why are you guys wrecked anyway?
By sick green fire from the grove.
You should have gotten to safety. Ugh.
Mortrick, I'm ashamed. I'm just.
We're not talking about it, Kaz. What are you ashamed of? Oh, nothing, because nothing happened. Let's keep moving. Come on.
I somehow think that this will not be the end of this event, but yes, let's.
At the end of what event? Nothing happened.
Right. Okay, show us where this tavern is.
All right, so I'm gonna lead them about a block away, and just point at it and not get any closer.
Okay.
There it is. I don't think we should go in till Runa and Rick Jacks come out.
If they're even in there.
Yeah, you don't know
If they're even in there. I mean, we know they're gonna be here, so we either wait for them to show up.
You can see Hal sitting with the wagon nearby. He just.
Oh, hey, there's Hal.
Hey, Hal.
Yeah.
Hal is like shocked. He's like, "Oh, hey, sorry."
Hey, Hal, we made a new friend, and that is the only thing that happened while we were gone.
Oh, I see.
He also got schooled in a battle of bards.
Nope, that did not happen. You can't trust her. We found her on the street. She
That
could make
does
up
sound
anything.
very unlikely. Mortrick has been profuse with his words, verbose.
Yes. Well, do you know where Runa and Ritchex are?
Yes, they're inside the bar.
Ooh,
Okay.
how long have they been in there?
Like 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna walk up, hail the guard, and be like, "Hey, have you guys seen our friends? A deep gnome, perhaps, and a genasi."
So these guys look like they'd rather not give you the time of day. And they say, people like that might be inside.
Look, I don't need any trouble. I just, could anyone go in and tell them that their friend Cass is waiting outside?
So they do that thing where they stand there for a couple seconds to make it clear that you're not the boss of them. It's like talking to a cat, right?
Doing it
Wants
'cause
to
I
make
want
sure
to.
that you know that you're not in charge, and
Yeah.
that if he does this thing, it's only because he feels like it and not because it's a favor for you.
Then he
Right.
knocks
No,
on-
that it is a favor for you. Like, you owe him for sending him on this errand. So several minutes into your drinking, Runa, you're approached by someone from outside the bar. They show up and they're just like, some friends outside are looking for you and your other friend. You want us to make them disappear?
No, just leave them alone. They're harmless.
Okay,
More
we'll
danger
keep
to
them
themselves
outside.
than anybody else.
So just to be clear, you're not telling this guy to bring them inside. You're saying just leave them outside.
Yes.
Okay. All right. The elf comes back out and stands in front of you, Kaz's door, and says, "You're not welcome inside. Keep walking.
But our friends were inside.
Keep walking."
How many?
Do
How
you
many
not
of them are
speak
there?
common? You start saying something in Elvish. And Lilywin, this guy is just like, your ancestry is infested. Your blood runs red with the horrid stench of 100 dwarven lives.
I'm just gonna put my hand on his shoulder and say, maybe we should walk this way.
All right, fine.
I just stayed with Hal at the wagon and be like, I don't know what happened, Hal. I don't know what happened. Like,
I was just like,
I don't know what happened, Hal. Hal, I don't know what happened. What happened, Hal? I don't know what happened.
I don't know. What did happen, Mortrick?
Nothing happened, Hal. Stop talking about it.
But
Jeez.
you're the one who told me.
Yeah. But I don't know what happened. Do you know what happened? What happened? I don't know. I don't know.
Do you need some counseling, son? I can help you work through this.
Work through what? Nothing happened, Hal. That's what happened. Nothing.
But you seem so agitated. Look,
I'm not. I'm okay. All right. I'm fine. I'm gonna go lay down in the back of the wagon.
no,
Just-
come here,
Leave me alone.
son. Come.
I
He
don't know what
picks
happened,
up a
man.
package of cinnamon, and he's just like, smell the outside of the bag. Smell how delicious.
Oh
this
my
is."
god, that's delicious. What is this miracle food?
It's cinnamon.
Hal,
pure
Hal,
uncut cinnamon.
it's beautiful.
I know.
Take the whole
What
spoon.
happened, Hal? What happened?
Just take a little and put it on your tongue. It'll help increase blood flow in your body. Help
Oh
calm you
Jesus,
down.
it burns.
It's not that bad. I mean, take a drink, sit down, let's talk about it. What didn't happen, Mortrick?
Nothing happened, Hal. I don't want to talk about it.
No, you need to talk about it, son. He wraps an arm around your shoulder. He's like, you got to talk about it. It's burning you up
Think
inside.
of the words. The words weren't there.
Happens to all of us.
It's never
Sometimes
happened to
lately,
me.
when I'm out of words, I just turn to my book. And he opens the book and you begin hearing whispers. Yep, my tome of secrets.
Yeah, I mean, that seems good, but you might feel like, how much time do you spend with that book?
Oh, 8 hours.
Every day?
Yeah, I just write about everything that's happened recently in my life.
Yeah. I mean, you know, like, I'm not worried at all, but, you know, maybe don't, like, flash that book around when Kaz can see you, is all I'm saying.
I understand.
Yeah.
Kaz just doesn't understand Tharder.
Yes. I mean, Kaz would never understand any word with that many syllables.
Kaz, Lillian, you're both walking away.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Do I know what is your name?
I'm Lilywin, but my
Lilywin.
friends call me Win.
When? Okay. Our friends are in that tavern likely, but we can't go in right now. We need a quiet place to
Why can't we
talk.
go in?
Well, that place doesn't look friendly to us. I think it's the thieves' den.
They seem nice.
No,
They don't like you.
they don't like me. It's true, and I mean,
They
you
don't
can
like
go in
your
by
friends.
yourself. You can try to go and see our friends if you want, but it seems like we're sticking together for now.
I don't know who your friends are.
Yes, it's true. Well, I mean, it's a deep gnome and a genasi. You might be able to know them as the non-elves in that place. But otherwise, maybe we should find a quiet place and talk about why it is that everyone's after you for 100 gold.
That sounds like I figured I'd be worth it. That sounds like a good idea, though.
Yeah, I think so. So we look around, maybe for another place that's quiet.
There's a beer garden nearby.
Okay.
It's a nice open air cafe that has a garden, and there are servers heading out into the garden and like harvesting fresh lettuces and flowers and like putting it into a bowl and then bringing the bowls back to the customers.
All right, this place looks fine. What do you think, Lilywin?
I guess.
All right. Mortrick, are you joining us?
No, I'm still at the wagon with Hal.
Okay. All
You know,
right.
a place that's even quieter would be nice, though.
Okay. We look
Where
around
nobody
for.
can hear us.
I don't know where else it would be. I'm not
I'm
too.
worried that Lil One's gonna murder Kaz now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this place seems fine. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I mean, unless I don't have anywhere else to go.
So there's a little goblin that poops around the corner. It's like, did I hear that you're looking for a quiet place to sit down and talk?
Yes.
I didn't mean to overhear, but my goblin ears are so good at hearing things. Why don't you come down this alleyway? We have several fine rooms that you can rent by the hour.
I'm not like to trust a goblin.
Oh, that's fine. That's
That's
fine.
the third racist.
He
Yeah.
turns to Lilywin and says, there are several fine rooms here that you can rent by the hour. I don't mind your friends' racism. It's fine. I live here among the elves for quite some time. They're very tolerant. You know, I'm sorry. Do I know you? You look familiar.
Probably not.
I understand. I understand.
Goblins.
There are
aren't to
several
trust.
people who pass through my establishment that don't wish to be known. But if you're looking for a quiet place to talk, for just 5 copper, you can get an hour.
She looks at Cass.
All right. Yeah, I'm curious why they're after you. We need to find this out, and we don't know anywhere else we can go.
The goblin holds his grubby little green hands out. It's like 4 sausages.
I toss him 5 copper, avoiding his sausage hands.
Thank you, Master Dwarf. Your key. And he hands it to Lilwyn. First room on the left. And so you guys enter this dark alleyway where the houses here are a little less fancy. Now that you're off the main street, it's less fancy tiered roofs that everyone else seems to have and more like practical, just straight up wooden structure. No ornamentation. There's a set of apartments in the dark shade of the alleyway where your key fits in room 101.
All right, I enter, take a look at the room.
It's a bed, bath, table, 2 chairs.
All right, Wen, what's going on here?
So it seems that my parents are in a bit of trouble, I think.
What kind of trouble?
I don't know what kind of trouble, but they've been acting odd
How long?
for 6 weeks.
6 weeks. Did anything happen around the 6 weeks?
They were getting ready to fire the Chancellor, and then my parents started listening to him, and only him, and the whole court started acting odd.
Why is everyone after the Paladins?
I don't know. Paladins are bad, I guess.
Has that always been the practice here?
No,
Maybe.
it's been about 6 weeks.
6 weeks,
Or
yeah.
a few weeks, I mean.
So you've been stuck in your room this entire time?
No, I've been running around on the roofs.
This entire time? 6 weeks? Are you hungry?
2 weeks.
Yes.
2 weeks. Sorry.
Yes, I'm hungry.
All right. I mean, I pull out my rations and I see that one. Did you already eat a ration?
I'm very hungry.
All right. Yeah.
Judge me.
That's fine. I mean, I would be hungry too after 2 weeks. I give her a ration.
Do you have any better food?
I don't. The man back at the cart, Al, he's not to be trusted, but he does. He's a good cook. He's a good cook.
Holy shit.
I think the cook is one of the people that I would want to trust the most.
Well, we haven't worked that kid out.
Conundrum in his brain just explodes.
I think the cook is the person that could kill you the easiest.
I don't think he would poison us. That's the
Oh,
thing.
finally a
Wait,
voice
so
of
you can
reason.
trust him. You can trust him not to poison you, but he's not to be trusted.
He's not to be trusted with other things. Look, it's
Like
a,
what?
it's a story. I think he's got this book. It whispers. I don't know what's going on. We haven't really talked about it, but anyway, let's not talk about Al. You know anything else about what's going on around here?
Not much. I've been trying to figure some stuff out myself, but
That's
I
quite the
haven't
trick
been
you
able to
played
leave
with
the
the.
palace until now.
Old palace. That was quite the trick you played. Becoming a mouse? How did you do that?
Oh, I'm magic.
Okay. Yeah, I think Mortrick sometimes does that every once in a while.
He turns into mice. Mice.
No,
Sorry,
not mice. Just I've seen him do something with wands or something. I don't know. He said something. It makes things happen. It's not really my area of expertise. Okay.
Are you drawing the goblin, McComicker?
Sausage fingers.
Those are some sausagey fingers.
Yeah.
Those are some links.
So we
So I
can
just
try-
want to cut sideways in the middle of this conversation, very rudely. We'll come back to it, don't worry.
Mhm.
But Rick Jax, while you were being tattooed, all of a sudden, a second kit begins to pull itself out of a drawer on the table and begin floating over towards you. And now he's working on your left arm on one side, and this kid is also working on the other side of your left arm. And he says, "Your first lesson begins now. Upon becoming an initiate in the school of the arcane trickster, you may use your mage hand spell to become invisible. And it can perform tasks for you, unlocking doors, upsetting traps, You should never again be worried about any sort of direct damage. Gases, perhaps. Wounds falling on you, surely, but never again will you prick a poison needle on a door or be caught with fingerprints or other identifying information left. These are for lesser rogues, ones who do not understand that the hand that is not seen is the hand that is greatest.
Oh, that's amazing. So how do I, cast that spell? How do I let forth that power?
Did you take the Mage Hand cantrip?
I have to, yep.
Yep. All right, so he begins describing the arcane processes. It's a little weird for you because you don't have any formal training, but he's an expert at training newbies, right? So he walks you through like where you seek inside yourself this well of energy to force out, and you start getting the hang of it. That you don't just have a Mage Hand spell; you have one that you can turn invisible.
The Mage Hand. Okay, fantastic. And then I'll just say, in some readings that I read a long time ago, because I've been interested in magic for a long time, and this is the first time that anything's been able to manifest. There's a couple other cantrips that always sounded interesting to me: the Firebolt and the Ray of Frost. Do you know any of those?
Such evocations, they are but petty tricks.
But they would come in handy if those are available.
When I look for cantrips, I look for something like friends.
I'm kind of biased, so I like the evocations.
I understand. It can be difficult to part with your idea of superior forms of magic.
So are we in agreement? I'm not quite sure. Are you going to teach me the...
I cannot teach you this spell. It is already within you. But I can help you draw its power out from you if you wish.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, anything that will help me understand how to start manipulating these magics.
So I'm not actually sure. Can you learn more spells, or the number of spells that, like a wizard, or the number of spells that you can learn locked?
I get 3 cantrips to start.
Yep.
One has to be the Mage Hand, and the other 2 can be anything within the school of wizard magic.
You get 3 wizard spells.
Yeah, these are the cantrips. The spells themselves are going to be something else.
Yes. So you could learn more wizard spells in your spell book. Oh no, do you even have a spell book?
Well, not yet. So,
No, I
but
don't think so. I don't think you actually get a spell book as an arcane trickster. All right, so he can't teach you any more spells. All the spells that you have, you already know. But he begins teaching you how to draw their power out.
yeah. Okay.
So you couldn't like go to a regular wizard and be like, I want to learn your spell, let's swap books.
I cannot do that. So it's more of a self-taught type thing.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a self-taught thing. Yep.
Okay.
But he talks you through how to evocate a Ray of Frost.
Okay. All right, fantastic. So yeah, that'll definitely help me. Now I've got a better understanding. I can go from there and meditate on this.
Runa?
Yeah.
Looks like you got an open bar situation here.
Yeah.
How much are you drinking?
By the time he's done with his tattoo, I'm probably arm wrestling one of the elves.
Yeah, excellent. Have you? By the way, I asked, but I don't think I ever got an answer. What archetype did you end up with? Did it end up being Drunken Master?
No, it's open hand.
Open hand. I don't know what that is. I'm super curious. What is open hand?
Get like.
Oh, is that the one where you end up with quivering palm at the end?
Yeah, it's the traditional one.
All right.
Too far into it.
Yeah, it's the traditional. Super. Yeah, it's about being an unarmed combat expert.
Yep.
So you can manipulate the enemy's key. Interesting. This guy, you want to arm wrestle him? Fine, let's make a roll. What's your technique? You got any special strategy here? You cheating?
Probably wouldn't cheat. I probably would just go full force. Just strength versus strength.
Let's do it. Athletics roll.
Athletics roll skill.
His arm is slipping on the bar. You can see his hand shaking.
Oh,
You
dude, I
slam
murdered
him
I
down.
slam that dude
This dude is just
out of his chair.
so wrecked. Everybody is looking now. Some people are whistling and catcalling in Elvish.
I get up on my chair. I'm like, yeah!
Slams another drink down in front of you. Rick Jax comes out. He's got a huge fucking water dragon down his left arm.
That is sick.
Looks
Like,
cool,
this
doesn't
is
it?
a dragon leaping from the sea, soaring across, like a flying fish with sprinkles of water coming behind him and like a fully colored rainbow coming off of one of its wings.
Nice. Did it hurt? And I slap it.
Oh, it hurts so bad.
Son of
Oh,
a.
it's incredible. That hurts really, really bad.
Yeah. Oh man. I
I
think I
wouldn't say
should.
it's the most pain you felt in your life because you've heard Kazdor talk about other races.
I would say. I would actually suggest I make a save or pass out from the pain.
That
All right,
is
make a Constitution
amazing.
save then.
Yeah, let me do
See, 10.
so just just off of the con, right?
Oh no, no.
Yeah.
You get slapped.
Thanks, Runa.
Pain.
What a little baby.
What are you doing with Rick Jax now?
Probably pick him up. Thank everybody for the drinks, and tell that guy to ice his arm, and then probably carry him out to the cart.
All right, more trick. It's been like a half hour. Runa comes out. You aren't even sure it's Rick Jax at first. She's carrying an unconscious creature with like a huge dragon tattooed on his left arm.
Yes, Nick.
We cut back to Kazdor and Lilith mid-conversation.
Look, Gwen, we could try getting you out of the city if that's what you want.
No, I want to go save my family.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going there tonight at 8. That's the plan. We have.
That seems like a bad idea.
We have to find out what they're up to.
But you see,
don't have to accompany
the flute sessions is what I'm worried about.
Why is the flute worrisome?
Because it's the Chancellor. He does these flute sessions, and the entire palace goes to hear him play. He does it every night.
So that sets up alarm bells for Kaz. I mean, he does know about. That's what they're after, of course.
You do know it is called the Flute of Fascination.
Flute of Fascination. Oh, I'm beginning to see where this is going. Okay. Do you think? Do you have any money? Do we need? Can we get you some kind of disguise that's something other than what you're wearing? Because it seems like people are still recognizing you.
Do you have any money?
I have money. Yeah.
I have lots of money in the palace.
Okay. All right. Well, where do you know if there's a clothing store we could get you disguise? I don't know what will make it so that
People
people
do
don't.
my shopping for me.
Okay. Right. Look, maybe my friends are out.
I want to see Kaz take her to get an outfit.
Or like he goes in by himself. It's like,
No. You know, Dwarf Dad taking his adopted daughter to
Yeah.
the store, looking at the attendant, just like, can you find her something? I don't really, never really done this before.
Something girly, yeah.
yeah. Okay, let's go find
That's
you.
what the
Let's
kids
go
are
find you a disguise then. And so, they leave, and go looking for. I mean, I leave with. I assume. When do you want to go look for a costume?
Sure.
Okay. So
All right, I want to be clear here. Are you looking for clothing or are you looking for costumes?
disguise. Sorry, disguise.
I
Some
mean,
kind of-
what is a disguise really?
Yeah.
Well, let me ask first. If you're looking for disguises, what are you looking to disguise her as?
What is your goal in
Just-
disguising her?
I think your mic must be muted.
No, I'm just trying to think.
Just thinking.
I don't know.
That's his thinking face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my thinking face. Put that on sometimes, every once in a while. Then we got merchant. We got.
If you're trying to get her into the castle, maybe something more refined.
Yeah, like a noble, but then her face won't be covered.
You can get like a shawl or face covering.
Maybe like is the fashion maybe around this town where people wear some kind of face covering at all? Have we observed that?
You have not, but there is a district nearby where it looked like the kind of less non-elven-y people lived, right? Bugbears, goblins, humans, dwarves, that kind of deal. You could probably get exotic fashions there. And by exotic, I mean exotic to this place.
Would you dye your hair or makeup?
As this is going on, I'm just gonna plop Rick Jackson on the cart. What a tavern, let me tell you.
Hal is just like, what happened to your voice, Runa?
What do you mean?
Are you
And I'm
drunk?
kind of like, what?
Are you drunk?
I had a few drinks, yes. What are you, my mother?
I'm your hireling. I don't think I could be your mother.
Exactly.
But if you
Take care of him.
Okay, so he sits down next to Rick Jackson,
Who is
opens his
he?
book of shadows, and he's just like, well, let me tell you some tales, Rick Jackson. Lord Tharder has
Help
sent
me.
his word.
All right.
Mortrick, you've never seen Runa this drunk.
Like, holy cow. Runa, are you okay?
Elven wine is very powerful.
Yeah.
Runa, you've never
And then I
seen
slap him.
Mortrick this distraught. He looks like he's on the verge of tears.
Oh, I've been crying for a solid half hour.
Oh, his eyes are red.
This is it. This is it, Mortrick. You got a drunk Runa.
Like, Runa, you never believe what happened to me today.
What
But
happened?
I'm not drunk, so I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
Hal hands you a flask. Mortrick. Smells vaguely of apples.
Well, maybe I will tell you after all, but it's going to take some time. Oh,
All the
hey,
time you need.
found a lady. Oh,
You
where
found
did
a.
they go? Hal,
Why?
where did Kaz and the elf girl go?
Hal's just like, I don't know.
Oh, Jesus, he's probably said something super racist and she's run away. Anyway, I'll fill you in on the way to the bar. But pretty sure the Chancellor, he doesn't like paladins. Don't know why yet. But I think he's got everyone under a spell.
Kazdor, have you figured out a disguise?
I say, when my friend of mine, he's very good at disguises. He'll know what to do.
Is Cass still here?
No,
They're
they're
about
at
to come
the...
out from around the corner, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we're in the Goblin Tavern. Or whatever.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You're in the Goblin Love Hotel.
Love Hotel. Yes. Pay by the hour.
Yeah,
We don't need to delve into that.
yeah, that's correct. So yeah, Lilywin, you now see the whole party. There's a deep gnome who's bearing a profane tattoo of the god of the elves on his left arm. He appears to be unconscious, and a kindly-looking old man is talking to him with a weird magical book. There's a very drunk monk who appears to be made out of stone, speaking to the annoying guy that you met earlier. You know, the one who got owned. Kind of some awkward greetings as everybody's just staring at each other. Except for Rick Jackson.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, hey, Runa,
Guys.
Rick Jax, this is, did I ever catch your name? No, even if you told me, I definitely forgot. So why don't you introduce yourself to Runa and Rick Jax? They won't remember you, one, because he's passed out, and two, because she's drunk, and I think she might have.
Then
You're
why would
Anyway,
you...
say hi.
Hi.
There you go. Everyone say hi back. So,
Hello, what is your name? I'll come up and like grab her hand real soft, like
Are you okay?
better than okay, honey.
Your accent
So-
keeps switching. I like it.
Hal is just gonna leap forward and be like, "Hello, young lady. You seem very lost.
I'm a little lost.
Have you heard the word of the great serpent Thardor?"
See, that's Hal. Don't mind him, fellas. Okay, so she's when?
That's the cook you don't trust?
Yes, that's the cookie.
you told me. Trust Hal. We totally.
Hal turns and he says, "I'm a hireling. You've hired me to do your dishes and to carry your stuff. You said that I'm a crook?
A cook.
Cook. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I am a cook. I'm a
You
fair
are.
cook.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why you don't like me.
Yeah, I don't understand
it's not-
either. Kaz, we've had this discussion. Listen,
Is it because I'm human? It's because I'm human, isn't
we
it?
trust Hal. Don't
Look,
worry
it's the
about it.
time to delve into these subjects.
Hal is
Kaz,
definitely
As you
trustworthy.
get older, you'll unwind and you'll realize that your hatred of other races was really just a complete waste of everyone's time.
It was a hatred of yourself.
Never really mattered to begin with.
Don't worry, he's accidentally racist all the time.
Is it accidentally?
Thank you. Thank you for that. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, we kind of need to go somewhere off the main street where we can get our bearings. Probably. Oh, crap. What time is our dinner date?
When you're talking, Mortrick, there's suddenly a goblin at your knee, and he goes, "Did I hear you accidentally? My ears are very sensitive, of course. Say that you needed a private place to talk?
Yeah, actually. That's
A large enough room for 7 people, perhaps?
Yeah, this is amazing. The
Well,
service in this town is unbelievable.
for 1 silver piece, I could rent you a room for an hour. That would accommodate all of your needs."
We're looking for something. What time is it right now?
It's slightly afternoon.
All right.
Okay.
If you're looking for a long-term stay for 5 silver pieces, I could give it to you until sunset.
No, thank you, Mr. Goblin Man.
Oh,
gonna-
okay. Very well, then.
Damn, what is your Elowin?
Lilwyn.
No,
Win for
Lilwyn.
short.
I keep thinking, yeah, that's why I think I keep getting messed up. Lilwyn, I'm gonna ask Lilwyn, like, do you know any places, like, locally? Did you ever leave the palace before? Like, is this your first time on the outside?
I haven't left it much. We can go climb on a roof and talk up there.
That seems unsafe, and
I like that idea.
It seems pretty safe to me.
Also, it could attract attention, and that's not what we're after right now.
Rickjax, you're awoken by the taste of apple brandy in your mouth
Oh,
as it's being dripped by Hal from a flask.
oh, thank you, Hal. I appreciate that.
There's visitors. There's a young woman.
I
that
look
Cass
around.
has
Who's,
dragged here.
who's the elf girl?
This is Lily.
Jax, hey, you're awake.
Oh.
You
So,
missed Kaz being racist again.
big
Oh.
news. Yeah, you did
I was dreaming about that. Okay. I feel good about this.
Incredible show that Mortrick put on.
No, that never happened. That did not happen.
Is
Nothing
that the show he
happened.
got owned in? I saw
That's not. Listen,
Yeah.
we need to.
That's
Let's
the one,
bring it
that's
in.
the one.
Let's bring it in.
That sounds so like Mortrick.
No.
Yeah.
We're
Now
Now
not
we
allowed.
going to the roofs.
We need to find. Yes, the roofs are a great idea. Let's get up to a roof.
Didn't you say it was a bad idea?
You know what? We're past that. Let's move on.
I just want to announce, McComicker agreed to do a spin-off show before this episode called "That's So Mortrick." It'll be a half-hour discussion time of all the shady things Mortrick did in the previous episode.
It's like Talking Dead.
Like
for,
Talking Dead. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I'd watch it, not gonna lie.
We could be guests on the show.
The roofs here are very easy to climb because it's log cabin style, and then there's huge extra cuts that come out at the end that are crosswise, so you can literally just climb them. However, the tiling on top of the roofs is not very stable. You'd have to be some sort of expert or
Is
perhaps a
everything
rat.
flat topped or are they all slanted?
They are all slanted style, so it's all A-frame style, and it's
See,
it's
I
all
told you this was a terrible idea, but now that
ceramic.
we have everyone up here,
So it seems like if you put any significant amount of weight on any of these tiles, they're going to crack very easily.
this was a terrible idea.
Yeah,
We
I
need
don't
to
know
find a
about this,
place to
guys.
stay overnight. Actually, we have a dinner. You know what? Let's just.
So
stay-
for the rest of you,
Okay.
I mean, it could be difficult. For Lilwyn and Rickjax, they literally just move over it like ghosts.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not even getting up all the way onto the roof. I'm standing on like the last log.
All right.
Like, bracing myself
You're
against-
definitely attracting attention from people wondering why you're Godzillaing up the side of a building.
Yeah, guys. I don't think this was the right call. What am I gonna do with all of you?
Let's go to that room. Didn't that goblin just say he's got a room for us?
Let's find a place that the proprietors are not goblins and rent by the hour, because
I mean, we rented by the hour just a bit ago. It's fine.
Cass, you dog. We just I can't believe you took advantage of her like that. That is terrible.
Oh my god.
What were you thinking?
I am so disappointed.
Runa, kick his ass. Oh, Runa, by the way, FYI, you might owe 25 gold for, I have no idea why, but, you know, keep it in mind. All right.
FYI, I already found out.
Oh, sweet. Did you pay it for me?
No, and I punched him.
Is it a full power monk punch?
It's one of those gut punches that just takes the wind out of you for a little bit.
Okay. You take 1 point of damage, Mortrick. Mark it down. This could be important later. Could be the difference between life and death.
Punch a little lower. He needs a lesson.
All right, I'm gonna go find a hotel room, guys. You guys don't stay here. You need to stay somewhere where you're not gonna attract attention, but I can find you. We can go somewhere safe.
There's literally nowhere in this town where you won't attract attention with the way you guys act.
So I'm gonna clamber down. Is the goblin guy still down there?
He is.
I'm gonna
He
be
said,
like,
"Hey, friend.
all right.
I
don't
understand
forget
you don't like goblins. It's fine. I have a cousin."
No, it's not goblins. It's the rate you charge. I'm not looking for hourly. I want something day by day. Maybe.
Oh. I mean, I don't do that kind of business, but I can recommend you to one of my cousins. He's a bugbear. He lives 3 blocks down. He's got a tavern called the Ice Candle.
The ice what?
Ice Candle.
Iced candle?
Oh yeah.
What kind of amenities does it offer?
Beer, crab.
I think that's everything we need. Is how
There's a small workshop in the cellar that has some alchemy supplies if you're into that kind of thing, you know?
I might know someone who is. Is Hal up on the roof, or is he down on the...
No, Hal stays with the wagon. Hal is not a going on the roof kind of guy.
All right, Hal, I'm going to need you
like
to follow this gentleman back to the ice pick and get us a room. I'm going to try and wrangle everyone on the roof also into that same room, and then we need to have a long discussion about our long-term futures, or at least until 8 o'clock tonight.
Right. So you are looking for a room for 7 people? This is correct?
Or you know, multiple rooms, because apparently I can't trust Kaz when I can't see him. So we're going to need multiple rooms.
How many rooms would you like?
2 rooms.
Let's make it 3. I don't like to be disturbed when I sleep.
Okay. When you arrive, Hal has already negotiated, and he says, "We can get some pretty comfortable rooms for about 3 gold pieces a night."
How many rooms is that?
3.
I told you 2. We don't have that
Bruno
kind of
said
gold.
3, and she's really in charge.
We better make it 2.
It's 3. You said 3.
I don't remember that, guys. Runa's drunk.
We've got. It's cool. We've got 3
how can
rooms.
we
Let's go
trust it? Have
talk.
I
you
was
seen that
like,
book?
2.
So he says, tonight's special is braised shrimp and orange pie with a glass of whiskey, but it seems like it's going to be pretty expensive for all of us.
Yeah. What do they have in the gruel range? I think that's what we can handle.
They don't really do
So
gruel.
high.
They have steamed duck with nutmeg and millet biscuits.
Man, this place is pricey. Where is the proprietor?
So when you say that, a bugbear comes around the corner and says, "Huh. So this is like a combination of an orc and a bear, and also a bee."
And the bee?
It's got a big ass stinger on.
I mean, it doesn't have a big ass stinger, but it's like weird.
Yeah.
I mean, just Google bugbear. They're super
Super weird.
super
And
unusual.
they're like, my good fellow, we are looking for lodging for the night. Your fine establishment is just a little outside of our pocketbook long term, and we're looking for long term. If we can give you more money, we would like to give you more money. Are there perchance any jobs we could do?
What
like,
kind of long-term establishment are you looking? 1 week, 1 month, 1 year,
At least for the next 3 days.
3 days?
Yeah.
Okay. You need 3 rooms, 3 days. You want food?
I'm gonna look at Hal. Hal, what'd you get us
Hal's just literally like, you can get food anywhere in the city here for free.
Yeah, no, I don't think we need food. I think we're good.
You want
Like,
chunk of meat? They don't give you meat anywhere in the city.
Oh yeah, yeah. We want chunks of meat.
Nope. We can learn to be vegetarians.
No.
I do not eat meat.
You really should learn to be vegetarians. It's the proper way.
See? Thank you. Runa, Willowin.
I got good price. Steamed duck with nutmeg and biscuit.
I'm taking the meat portions.
1 silver piece.
All right.
You want fare like that? 3 days?
Nope,
gold
we do
pieces.
not want fare like that for 3 days. Today is special only. It's his birthday.
10 gold pieces. 3 rooms. 3 meals.
Okay, so 10 gold pieces. Is there any, like little jobs, you need taken care of? Kaz is great with a shovel. If you have some stables, you can put him right to work.
I put his hands down. 10 gold is fine. We give him the 10 gold.
We have 10 gold?
You give him the 10 gold.
If you are looking for work, I have heard several troubles in the city.
Like what?
Well, for a small concierge fee, I can tell you. This is traditional. Adventurers come, innkeepers say something, you pass money. We are good with this arrangement.
Yeah.
Come inside. I give you duck. Biscuits will be in the oven. I put whiskey in front of you and we talk.
All right.
Sounds good.
So he turns his shaggy fur, and as he goes, you can see he's got like a weird stinger butt. He goes away. Like, this guy's not wearing any clothes. He's like a Wookiee. Heads inside.
I'd be like,
puts the
listen,
keys out.
okay, we need to go in there. We can talk to him, but we've got kind of a deadline on tonight. By 8 o'clock, we need to figure out what we're doing with her, especially pointing to Lilywin. And I don't think this is going to be a very safe place for any of us in the next couple of days.
Look, Mortrick, when
Someday, but something very traumatic happened recently, and
I know I was there.
no,
Hal wraps his arm around your shoulder.
I think we're talking
I
about.
know you're hurt, son. I know you're hurt.
I think we're talking about completely different things. It's not the point. I told myself I wouldn't get like this again.
Don't feel bad. It's because you were going up against an elf.
Let's just, you know what? Let's go inside and eat and get drunk, and who cares anymore? Life is meaningless.
So
I'm just gonna
as soon
go.
as you enter, the bartender puts a braised shrimp in front of you and a glass of whiskey.
And I chug the whiskey, having never drunk alcohol before in my life.
That's gonna be a rough night for you.
It's only 12.
You probably cough like a lot.
Probably spit most of it up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you guys. I mean, the shrimp is delicious, and it's in
Not
like
as bad as that sick burn I got.
it's in a nice little bed of onions that seem to have like some orange zest on them. They're nicely caramelized. Lilywin, you can just push the shrimp out of the way and get to the good stuff. The onions and the biscuit.
I'll probably do the same. Get as many veggies as I can.
Hal will take your shrimps if neither of you are eating them.
I'll take them.
If Cass takes my shrimp, I'll take all of his veggies.
Okay.
Oh shit! Wrecked,
Enough.
Cazador.
We're just trading. I'll take them.
Runa, then Hal goes for your shrimp.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, so I mean, it's like a
Okay, well, wait, well,
circular table meal. Everybody's passing stuff around. There's like forks going on other people's plates. It actually feels kind of homey in here. It's like nice.
while Cazador goes for Runa's shrimp, I'm gonna sleight of hand and take the shrimp from his plate.
Oh shit! You wanna use your new Maytan Rage Leisure Domain
There
in
you
order
go.
to stealthily lift the shrimp off?
Yeah, you got it.
All right, Cazador, one of your shrimp begins floating through the air towards Rick Jax's waiting mouth.
I stab it down with my fork.
Make a dexterity check, Cazador. Good luck. I would hate for you to lose a shrimp so early in the battle.
Oh,
Nope. You got to do the stab, and it just
Wait a-
lands in Rick Jackson's mouth perfectly.
Gosh, that's really good.
You owe me a shrimp, Rick Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll pay up someday.
Pay up now. I go to grab for it.
Look, in like 20 weeks, when Rick Jackson has been stabbed with the blade of the undying plague, Cazador's trying to get it out, and Rick Jackson's like, "No, run!" And Cazador's like, "But they're shrimp." And Rick Jackson's like, "There's no need for you to die here with me or the shrimp."
I mean, Kaz's gonna remember that kind of thing.
I mean, droids are good at remembering things that made them angry.
Yeah, he's gonna hold a grudge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But it sure was good shrimp. All right, so let's get down to business. What is it that we have to talk about? Seems like something's going on. What's going on?
Did you find out anything?
So I think I found out.
How is
that-
this like, wait, is no one talking about the fact that Runa's accent has suddenly changed? Like all afternoon when she's been drunk.
What
I mean,
are
I
you
just-
talking about?
assumed that was drunk Runa.
Yeah, I've heard her do that accent before. She does that when she's drunk.
What?
Anyway,
just
Al,
ignore
if you
it.
would stop interrupting. We have some business to take care of.
So William has some good information. I think we have a lead on the flute, guys.
Oh, we have a lead on the flute?
Yes.
You go first then, Kaz.
Well, Lewin, you seem to be saying that six weeks ago,
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago,
You weren't even there, Runa.
the
And I still know.
court magician seems to be playing this flute, and everyone seems to be entranced. And I think that's why they also hate paladins.
Oh, so our news is the same news. So anyway, this is a bad place. And now apparently it has the flute. So cha-ching! We need to find it in 12 days.
12 days.
Yeah. 12 days.
Okay.
All right, so Lilwyn, what all did Kaz tell you? Or what all did you tell Kaz? Kaz, did you ask her any questions, or did you just take her to the hotel room for some fun? I'm so disgusted with you right now.
Look, we exchanged information. I didn't quite have the same performance anxiety you might have had earlier.
Oh my god!
Damn. Runa spits out the food that she's eating.
Oh my god!
But you're free to ask more questions.
That's a low blow, Kaz. Even for you.
I don't know what low blow you're talking about.
You're right, nothing happened. So anyway, Lilwyn, what can you tell us?
What? She's just shoveling all the vegetables into her
You know
mouth.
what? Let's eat first.
You finish eating several minutes later.
All right, so, is there anything you didn't tell, say in your discussion with Kaz, or do we just recap that?
You
Does anyone
recap
have
it.
any other
Boom.
We
Yeah.
cap it. And then she adds, if you get me back to the palace, I know several secret passageways throughout it. We can
Yeah.
sneak around.
Okay. So about our dinner
Perfect.
invite tonight at 8, good call, bad call? It seems like a bad call to me, but I thought I'd ask you just in case.
It seems like once we get in, it's going to be a hell of a thing to get out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But we've got to
Are we
get
ready
that
for kind
flute.
of action?
We got to get the flute, but then we're going to have the whole castle on us.
Yeah.
I think we send in Mortrick to the dance because he makes a great distraction, and the rest of us can sneak around trying to find that flute.
Yeah, if she knows the back ways in, yeah.
I wonder if Mardrovian would have any advice for us.
Nah, we don't need to ask him. We don't need to bother him about every little detail. He wants to know that we can figure it out on our own.
Or if maybe a flying bird told us something.
Were you there for that?
No,
No.
he wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so where are these secret passageways, Lilwyn?
Throughout the castle. We have to be in the castle for me to use them. I can go from room to room.
And also, we can't have her looking like this.
Yeah, I know. I tried to get Kaz to put her in a disguise earlier, and instead he let her take a bath, so now she looks like her.
Don't worry, I can take her to get some clothes.
Good. Get her clothes that make her not look like her. Jesus, Kaz, did you get anything? You're just so concerned about getting her clothes off, you forgot to get new clothes for her. So disgusted with you right now.
Isn't she wearing your clothes, Mortrick?
She is.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that this is this is going down. All of you recognize this, by the way, that she's wearing Mortrick's off outfit.
These will not work.
Look,
Yeah,
I would have
very-
given her my clothes, but for the fact that they wouldn't
What
fit
time?
her.
So it's noon right now?
It's definitely like closer to 1 o'clock now.
1
Yeah, it's
o'clock.
like-
Okay. So I'll probably take a couple hours to go get her some clothes, or an hour or something before we get over there.
All right, so that's the plan. Is
Let me
I go
ask you a
through the front
question.
door
What kind of clothes are you getting?
and create a distraction.
Have I seen kind of what the clothing of this town is like?
It's very simple, kind of.
Yeah. So that's,
Think Tron Legacy, what the bad guy was wearing. You know, just kind of like. I don't really know how to describe it that well. Sorry, it's kind of
Okay.
Asian
Bad guy.
themed,
Clothing.
simple shirt with long sleeves, kind of vaguely monkish clothing.
yeah, I know
Okay.
where you're going.
So I'll try to get something like that, a little bit more.
She looks like she's a tech CEO from the 80s.
A little bit more fancy, but definitely like a wrap around her head that'll push her ears back, as well as hide her hair and any features about her.
Okay. How much are you willing to spend on these clothings?
How much are they?
So if you're looking to get very nice clothing, it's one thing. If you're looking to get noble clothing, it's a very different thing. How high are you looking to go? So noble clothing is going to set you back like 4 or 5 gold pieces.
Mhm.
Kind of wealthy people clothing is going to be 2
Right.
gold pieces.
Not that fancy.
Okay.
Something
Like
a little bit
comfortable clothing, 8 silver pieces.
Something to get us through there without, like, showing everybody that she's either real high royalty or nobility.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Oof.
That's a -1. Fascinating.
Yeah.
And that's while rolling a 1. So the shopkeeper just looks at you oddly. Lilwyn, she looks over to you, and then she looks back at Runa and is like, I think I have some special stock in the back that might be more your pricing. Especially if you're looking to go to the event tonight. I've been going every day this week. So if you'll just wait here, I'll be back in a few minutes with something closer to your price range.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Wait, you've been going to the Chancellor's loot?
Just
playing every
Just
night?
wait here, just a few minutes. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. And then instead of going to the back room, she goes out the back door.
We should leave.
Yes. I also think we should be.
I'm gonna just start leaving
Yep, we leave.
Okay, you leave.
quickly.
Where do you go?
Somewhere that's not here.
Yeah. You arrive at a place that's not here.
It's over there.
Probably
Face
back to
the
the tavern.
sun. All right,
Yeah,
you make
probably
your way
back.
back to the tavern. Mordrick, Lillian comes in and is still dressed in the same clothing.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I hate my life. All right. You know what? Nothing
Mortrick, I think
matters.
you have to go with her.
I think we're gonna pull a. Wait, what was the name of the town we were in last week? And the bridge.
Fire's water.
Fireswater. All right, we're gonna pull a Fireswater bridge special tonight.
No, we're not.
All right.
What does that mean?
I'll get my crossbow.
I'm gonna go in the front door. No one knows what's gonna happen. You guys are gonna go in the back door and actually do something according to some sort of plan. If you don't tell me, I can't tell them.
Hal is just like, this is terrible.
No, we should.
There's literally no part of this that's gonna work out.
You just gotta have faith, Hal. You gotta have faith.
Yeah, I'm gonna side with Hal on this one, in spite of my suspicions of him, and say no.
Look, I'm just gonna go buy some clothes, okay? I mean, I'm pretty sure I can size her up pretty well. She looks like she's about the same size as my daughter. I don't know about the rest of you or how you were raised that you don't know how to purchase clothing or at least barter for it.
Very good.
Yeah, Runa.
That's a question I have myself.
I'll be back in a few minutes.
Great, thanks.
All right.
Runa,
So
you're
what-
starting to sober up, unless you want to get another drink at the bar.
No, I'm good.
What is the plan then? Because
Well-
if we don't have a repeat of the bridge, I would not be opposed to that.
Well, it sounds like you and Cazador are expected at 8 this evening already. Is that correct?
It was an invitation. I mean, it wasn't like specific, you know, like it wasn't like, hey, it's a you and a +1.
It
So,
was pretty specific. He said, with your adventuring party.
oh, me and the adventuring party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
You
as
know-
specific as it could be.
So
wasn't
Morphic
that
and I could
specific.
go in and try and talk with them as you guys go around, or we could stick together. I don't know what the better plan is.
I think the better
If they're
plan.
expecting all of us, then we should all go. But I do, like, I.
You know, were they expecting all of us? I think he was pretty vague about the whole
I'm pretty
invitation.
sure he said all of you.
Yeah, I
Oh,
said
were
it.
you there?
party.
Maybe your mouse ears heard wrong. I mean, who's to say? You're a mouse.
Mice have excellent hearing.
Maybe elven mice do, but back in
Pretty sure all mice do.
They said the adventuring party, and Rick Jax wasn't part of that party. So if Rick Jax just goes with you, and the rest of us go with our own way.
Can you turn back into a mouse? Like, how often can you turn into a mouse on a given day?
Oh, you know, maybe like twice a day,
Okay.
2-hour
So
time slot, something like that.
we have like two options. You know, you have two options here. You can either wait here for us to either come back or never come back, or you can go with Rick Jax as a mouse.
Can I communicate to a mouse? I don't think I can, right?
Well, I mean, she wouldn't always be a mouse. She'd just be a
I
mouse.
feel like
Get
I
in
do
and
want
then.
to go and help you because after seeing this party, you guys can't buy clothes. I don't know if you guys can take on the Chancellor.
She has a point.
You know, I'm not a betting man, but if I were, I would not bet that we could take on the chance. No.
Don't buy clothes.
That makes me more nervous.
Yeah, no. See, nervous is good because that keeps you on your toes.
I think we should split up a little bit. Rick Jax, you can sneak in through. Runa, you can come with us, and we'll just keep alert to the ways of this flute. I think the flute's the dangerous part. If we don't let it play, we can't be subdued by its music.
Okay, so I'm gonna game this out, Kaz. Just real brief. Let me know what you think. We're in a room full of people who've already been taken over by the flute. Let's put a number on it. Let's just say 50. Why not? 50 people.
We're in our rooms as this conversation is happening.
Or are we? Yeah, I thought. Are we still? down
Are
to
you?
be up in our room?
Because
I
last
just
time
wanna
I
make
checked,
that
you
clear
guys
that
were
we're
at
not-
the table.
Yeah,
Oh,
I just want to
cool.
make that clear because last time
Yeah.
I don't know. This
we're
is
not
a
doing it
sudden
in like the
shift.
main area.
Okay, all right. So I feel like we do one of those interrogation scene things where we get Runa saying that, and when the camera pans, the wall hasn't changed, but you are like everything else has changed. You're in a different location.
Yeah.
Hal comes in. He's got a giant hat, a holy symbol for a non-elven god, and some nice priestly clothes that look like they'll fit Lilo in. And he's like, "That's right, I did it. This
Nailed
is
it.
See,
disguise.
Kaz.
And to be a cleric."
This is why we can trust Hal. Kaz, I want you to apologize to Hal.
There's no need to apologize to me, Cass.
Yeah, thanks. I didn't think so either.
God, you're such a dick.
So he hands over the clothing and he's like, "Now, Lilwyn, just in case anyone asks, you're a cleric of Harrow's Firebringer. I know that your people don't particularly worship him, but he is the god of the sun, who in his flaming chariot carries the sun across the sky every day. The hat will hide your ears. Just pretend to be human. I know it'll be tough. I've been human every day of my life.
I can give you some lessons. It's super
No.
easy.
Don't listen to him.
All right, so I don't think the whole party going in to listen to this flute is going to be a great idea.
Okay,
Me-
well, we can go in separately.
With
We don't
my-
have to keep our appointment date, even though they invited us. I mean, we can.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I go in for the appointment. You
My
guys all go
goodness,
in a back way.
how gauche. You would get an appointment to see the king and not show up?
That
Unheard
is
of.
pretty rude, you know. My father-
Unheard of.
Awesome.
Wait, who said that?
I said that as the GM, not Hal. I did say it though because it was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we shouldn't all go in because we all go in. That flute's going to be played, and that's going to be 3 of us under the sway of the flute. I don't think that's a good plan, Cass. Doesn't surprise me that you came up with it. All right,
One way or another, we're going to be in a room with that flute, and we're going to have to risk.
But hopefully, you guys will be in the room with the flute when you're much closer to it, and there aren't a bunch of 50 other people there.
But there's going to be 50 other people there no matter what, right? If we're going to be approaching during the festivities, at some point,
Right.
they're going to be playing.
So you
Think
guys
of
just need to
pointless.
keep it cool in the castle until after the party's over. Then go in wherever they store the flute during off hours and pick it up. And
So-
Lillian can get you
How
in
do
there.
you, how do you
Lillian,
know if it's how do you know it's somewhere else in the off hours and not just with him at all times?
Bard stuff.
Lillian,
That's fine.
what is the practice for these ceremonies? Does it start with food? Also, how have you never listened to the flute yourself?
I feel like I don't quite know that. No, I have not.
You've never listened to the flute, so you've never been in court when the Chamberlain has
The
done this magic.
Chancellor? No, the
Yeah.
Chancellor.
Yeah.
He's very boring. He's kind of an ass. I don't like him.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Too important to go and listen to his silly music festival.
So you just spent all this time in your room. I see. Okay, or something of that nature.
Something like that.
Don't worry, we worked out an elaborate backstory about how messy that room is.
Rick Jacks, what do you think?
I still think we have an okay plan splitting up the party. Because I do think we need to sneak in, because that's the unexpected. I think we need to have a front, because that's the expected. But, I'm all for learning more information on where this flute might possibly be, or more information about the Chancellor or anything like that, because we're still kind of going in blind.
I see that you've been sort of picking up a few new tricks. Is there any way for you to communicate with us if we're not close by?
No. I don't have anything of that sort at all.
All right. Yeah. Well, then I'm still in favor of splitting up Runa.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
All right. So we're splitting up Rick Jackson, Lillian, and then the 3 of us going to the party.
Yeah, that's what I think we're doing.
Yeah.
All right. If I call bridge, that means all bets are off. It's every man for himself, and we just try to get out into safety.
What happened
Bridge-
with this bridge?
Bridge is the safety.
It was a theme.
It was a mash. A monster mash. Hal's just looks around and says, "I'll stay with the horse then."
Yeah, that's great. Hal, if we're not back in I don't know, 2 days?
You have
You
the
know what?
rooms paid through for 3 days, so I'll wait
3
until
days.
then.
Yeah, 3 days. Then you know what? In 3 days, I think you could be a free man again. It's been real nice.
I am a free man. I can
Well,
leave at any time.
I feel like we've kind of purchased you, not
No,
unlike a
but it's-
whore.
It's just like, no, everything you're saying is wrong and deeply insulting. Almost more than Cazador on a regular basis. I was going to let you have some of the goat, but now you will get a very meager portion of a fatty part.
That's fine. I'm just trying to make it easier for when you have to leave. I don't want you to, go, Cheetah, go. We hate you. Run back to the forest. Whatever.
I feel like I'm not really sure what it is all of you are attempting to accomplish, but what you're doing seems pretty important.
Yeah, I think
And
if we keep it,
There's a
simple
whisper in my
ourselves-
mind that says that you should succeed and that I should continue traveling with you as long as possible. So there's no reason for me to leave. I feel like it's very important that I stay with you.
You know, I am usually okay with the voices in your head and the crazy book that talks to you, but it might be wrong this time. But we'll know in 3 days.
Good luck.
I just
I'll-
want to like lean over to Chaos and whisper. I kind of know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Al, you stay in the room. We're gonna get going.
He pulls
Oh,
out
okay.
his tome of shadows and begins caressing the front end of it and goes, "Don't worry, Tharder. They don't understand you. I know we have a closer relationship than they can possibly comprehend."
So it's
As you
1
all
o'clock.
exit the bar.
Well, it's only 1 o'clock, right? So
Exit the room.
exit
The room. Sorry, room. Because you didn't want to be listened into.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But it is like
Understood.
the invitation isn't till 8. So could we squeeze in a long rest before, or is that like a pretty solid 8 to 10 hours?
I will allow you to have a long rest before, but you'll show up slightly late.
Do we needle? I mean, You-
I feel like these guys are going to be touchy as is because we're not elves. I don't know if you guys have gone to a lot of social functions in your day. I've been to more than one, and as resident expert, which really means we're in trouble, I don't feel like being late is a good idea.
yeah. And we haven't really done anything. We don't need a rest.
Yeah, some of us got fucking punched.
You deserved it.
One hit point. You could take a short rest and use a hit die.
I don't think anyone's used spells. Oh no, she
By
has.
talking through this, you could have already used your hit dice.
Yeah, exactly. You could have spent. I'll even let you retroactively use the lunch as a 1 hour short rest and spend 1 hit die to roll to get 1 hit point back. Yeah.
No, because now
Okay.
I can continue to complain about it from my high horse.
Okay. I feel like next episode we'll start with listening to your heist plan to get this flute. But the good news is that everybody gets 270 experience points.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We need to come up with a good musical theme for the next episode that plays when all of you leave in your equipment out the front door of the tavern to let us know that you're all badasses.
I always have my equipment.
Do we need to come up with a team name? Because you asked for a team name earlier, and like,
I mean, officially, you're Mortrick and Company.
yeah, more tricking.
According to this very official passport, it's 270, Connor.
170. Okay.
Yep.
Mick, the player, is open to changing the name from Mortrick and Company. Mortrick, the character, thinks that's the best name we could have ever come up with.
I mean, I also think it's a terrible name.
It's pretty bad.
We gotta think of a new one.
Obviously, it needs to be the Order of the White Lotus. Totally original, never been used before.
Never been.
Cotton, thanks for coming and helping me with this experiment.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah,
It's fun.
thank you.
Yeah, I hope you have like a month of Tuesdays
Yeah, I
open
cannot
because
hold him
I
with,
don't see this
with
going
his
well.
hand. When he's fighting, he's an idiot.
Also, Lilith is
It's
bad.
worse. Okay, get a bad one from Papa.
I don't know. I think Runa and Rick Jax were also pretty badass this episode.
I'm
Yeah,
getting
that was good.
myself.
Yeah.
I mean, Rick Jax is now so deep in this gang territory. He's a fucking guest member to the Elven Yakuza.
Yep. he's
Yeah.
a gangster.
I
He's
may
literally-
regret that.
No, he's a
Yeah, well, those tattoos are coming off very easily, buddy.
no. They're definitely
You
permanent.
stuck it with this?
Yes. We need to give the shot now.
All right, let's do some outros. You want to kick us off here, Planet Chaos?
All right, so thanks, guys. I'm Planet Chaos on. Let's see if I get it right this time. On Twitch, I'm Planet Chaos Art. On Instagram, I'm Planet Chaos _art, and Chaos is with a K. So stop by. I'll be twitching quite a few times this week. So hope to see you guys there.
Okay.
All right, I'll kick it over to Connor.
All right. Yeah. I'll remind you guys again. If you guys forgot, we have this Kickstarter going on. It's White Ash Volume 1. We're on day 2. And yeah, please check us out. It's Romeo and Juliet meets Lord of the Rings set in rural Pennsylvania is the pitch. And yeah, otherwise you can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Connor Hughes. We're going to be doing this Kickstarter for a month, so you'll be hearing a lot about this. I guess 4 episodes. So yeah. Otherwise, Spirited, what's up with you?
Yeah, you guys can find me at all your social medias, your Instagrams, your Twitch, your Twitters, at Bearded Jalapeno. Yeah, I just want to thank Cotton for coming out and playing with us. You were awesome. And the rest of the guys for being awesome. And our DM for DMing awesome things.
Yep. 3 cheers.
Well,
for that.
I'm not awesome. I just do awesome things. That's actually where I'm at, by the way. Not awesome, but occasionally do awesome things.
Do awesome things.
Definitely business card worthy.
Yeah. Awesome adjacent.
Awesome adjacent does sound like a good business name.
Or perhaps a band, like a mercenary band or adventure band.
Is that what the name of
Oh
your
my God,
mercenary
I'm-
company is going to be? Awesome adjacent.
Awesome adjacent. Please no.
I think you
Just
got a
ideas.
week to think about this, so choose carefully.
Yeah. It's just people.
Look, if you guys have suggestions, send them to the group manager at McComiker on Twitter. Or tag him on Instagram with pictures of your dog holding a sign with the name that you suggest. Cotton, who are you? Where can people find you? What do you do?
I'm Cottontail. You can find me on Twitter and AP's Twitch, where I play on Thursdays. It's
Sure,
been super
yeah.
fun. Thanks for inviting me.
Thanks
Thanks for showing up at very short notice.
And I think
playing-
Cotton will be drawing next week, won't she?
I'll do it. Just
I think that's how it
Look,
works.
we don't have to peer pressure you into this, Cotton. If you decide that that's something you'd like to try, certainly you can. If not, McComiker will volunteer to go a second time in a row.
True story.
If I did draw on Twitch, it would be probably chibis only.
Do it. I want to see a chibi of my monk lady.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be very cute.
Yeah. I mean, people love your friggin' chippies. Look, I
Sure.
literally have like
People
5
love
of you drawing me as a chibi. Okay, they're in my avatar folder. I'm gonna show these guys all of the pictures of me. Okay, it's not like I keep all these pictures of me around because of like pictures of me, but
I think some of those I've drawn like quite a
It's
while ago,
okay.
and I'm still using pencils.
Mortrick has a folio full of pictures of him too. I understand.
I have to say, I've been on a lot of your shows, and this
Yep.
is like the smoothest outro I've ever seen. They like handed it to each other. You didn't have to like.
I know
push
they're
things.
way better than people who've been doing this for 5 years. It is fucking shocking.
It's very impressive.
Yeah, I know.
It only took us 5 episodes. 6
Yeah, it took us a while, I'd say.
You have no idea. You have no idea.
I finished the entire Cankill season, and we never did it once.
Yeah. I
Oh
know.
shit.
Look, I don't try to train people to do things anymore. The only thing I try to train people to do is that thing where they're like, I'm at blah, and I'm like, oh, really? That people can find you at blah? And then they go, yeah, blah is where you can find me. But even that is difficult for some people sometimes. Not everybody's like McComiker, where he just hits it back at me instantly.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this. We got me as a koala, me wearing a hoodie, me wearing braids in my beard, me wearing a Pikachu hat, and me as a young woman that's wearing a mouse outfit. That one is less me and more the character I was playing. But I keep it around because I feel like she's a part of me. A very angry part of me. Speaking of me, I'm me. And if you're watching this, you're watching it somewhere where me has posted it. So I don't need to tell you more because you can just look for more me stuff wherever you're me at. That's it. We'll be back next week for more of me.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Oh, sorry.
What? I just wanted to interrupt you guys. No. Just go Just end it right now. It doesn't even matter anymore.
No, let's do it.
Wait.
No, I don't want to now.
Let's do it.
Bye, all.
Patrick is so touchy nowadays.
I know. Ever since he lost that rap battle,
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I just want to extend an apology that no one else did it to Lilywin for her crass treatment at the hand of Kaz.
It was so
And
crass.
with that apology, I am Mick Comiker on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram as Mick Comiker, where I draw comics and post pictures of the comics. Although I haven't done that on Instagram, I think, in like a week and a half. But anyway, I draw
Post a
comics.
picture of your dog holding the comic in its mouth.
Yeah, right before I stabbed him.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that this was the show where you killed dogs, Enric. I don't know how I forgot that, but there we are.
You killed dogs?
Oh yeah,
First episode.
And
It's
then-
so horrible.
yeah. It was
It
horrible.
was.
No. I saved a dog's life. That's how we spin this. I saved that dog.
After you killed him?
Stabbed it.
Yeah, because it was
Yeah.
gonna kill us.
No,
No,
it
it
was incapacitated on the
It was
floor.
incapacitated on
And
the
then
floor
it
and he
was gonna-
stabbed it.
It was gonna wake up when we were on our way out of the dungeon, and we were gonna have to kill it again. So I was just trying to save us some work.
Not unlike that time he stabbed the unarmed prisoner and killed him.
That dude was gonna kill us. So I ain't sorry.
Hmm.
So again, you can find him at where?
At McComiker, MCCOMICKER.
Send him all your good boys.
Anyway, thanks guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the show and the art tonight.
Yep.
It
Yeah,
is-
it was good stuff, Nick. You did a great job.
Yeah. I enjoyed the shit out of the art. Look, I'm gonna be a huge sellout and say that I really like the Cinzia art best, followed by Sausage
Same.
Fingers Goblin.
Yeah, that was.
I'm very easy to please.
It's great.
I have my favorites. Speaking of favorites, the show is my favorite D&D show I'm currently running, and you can watch it next week,
Sorry, Costco.
Tuesdays at 8 Eastern. Have a good night.
Sorry for what?
Good night,
Okay.
everyone.
We took AP's place in his heart for his favorite show.
Oh, I
No,
think
of D&D. I
Battletech.
specifically said D&D.
I play a different system.
Yeah, it's BattleTech, and it's much, much more popular than the show. It's more popular than all my other shows combined. It's my flagship. Don't worry about
Very,
it.
very technical. Like it's very technical.
Yes, that's why it's so popular.
Boom chicka bow wow.
Like, cause I've been watching it a few times, and it's like, yeah, you got to shoot certain parts, and then, and
Do you have
yeah,
your little orange
things.
cap?
Yeah,
Yes.
trust me, I know. Fortunately, this group's pretty good. I don't have to encourage them very much to roleplay or anything like that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we got through the meeting Lilywin episode. I thought we might get a little bit more accomplished, but I figured that it would mostly be a shopping episode, which it kind of turned out to be.
It was good stuff, though. There was a lot of cool stuff there.
Are we going to see updated Rick Jack's art with an incredibly detailed left arm water dragon tattoo?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to visualize that.
I feel really bad now. I hope you're good at doing that kind of textured inking. on
Yeah,
the art.
you were getting more and more complicated. I'm like, man, who's gonna draw that for me?
Look, if there's one great thing about having a show with artists on, it's just giving vivid descriptions of things in the hope that someone will draw it eventually.
Yeah.
I got to do that fist thing that she got.
The fist thing?
The what arcane token that we created last week.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Yeah, Cazador White Knuckles, the Tonfa.
Her
Yeah, the
arcane
Tonfa, yeah.
focus.
Yeah, your stone Tonfa.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. I actually got to run because it's super late here, and the
Yeah.
time change has not been great for me.
All right,
But-
guys, thank you.
Have a good night.
Thanks, AP.
All right,
Night, everyone. Thanks. Now it's working where we can
Yeah,
still be in the
'cause
thing.
it-
Normally it just closes right up.
Yeah. Fine. I'm gonna leave you all by yourself.
I'm just watching you guys.
I'm gonna post up this Kaz drawing. Came out cool.
Yeah. I am going to go to bed because it is late.
All right.
All right, see you guys.
All right. Thank you
Good
guys.
night.
See you. Oh, wait.